Hello, everybody. One of the NPCs in-game there went, ah, right as the music stopped. I don't think you guys heard it, but I certainly did. Also, I just touched my microphone and got a crazy electric shock. Yeah, we're starting earlier today. It's only 7 o'clock. It's a more sane time. Why are we starting earlier? You might also notice it's a little bit less echoey as I speak. Well, so you know how I said I'd set up an office and stuff? Today I just completely took everything apart because the desk is too big to move through conventional doorways, and rebuilt it and set all my shit up again. I basically swapped my bedroom with my office room. So I'm now going to be sleeping in the small little room and have a bigger room for the office. Why did I do that? Well, I've got to be honest, guys. Yes, it's been very, very hot this week. And the first stream I did on this patch was because it was so fucking... well, the first two, it was so hot. I just needed the sun to go down. But to be honest, the little office that I had set up before, it was right near an open window, near like a well, not really a communal garden area, but near someone else's garden. And I didn't realize it because I've only just moved here. And this is the kind of thing you can't know, I guess. And I don't know, when you're looking at a property, do you need to go ask the neighbors immediately while the lettings agent is there, or you know, whoever's showing you the house is there, and ask them? But basically, there are some people that spend and I don't blame them. It's the summer, it's nice, but they spend all their time in the garden. And I'm sitting there with the window open, and they're chatting. It's like I'm sitting next to you at a table. It's that loud. I can hear everything that they're saying. They can hear everything that I'm saying. So I'm sitting there not daring to like put the speakers on because they'll hear me watching Simpsons clips or whatever. And I'm like, also, and no, I'm not judgmental. I'm really not. I just don't really like the smell. They constantly smoke weed out there, constantly. So the room just fucking stinks of weed all the time. Which I was just like, so basically, the reason a lot of the streams were late was because I was waiting for them to go to fucking bed. You know, it's a work night and they're out there at like 11 o'clock at night before they go in. And I'm sitting there kind of grumpily thinking, come on, go in so I can fucking stream. And I just thought, I can't do this. I'm gonna set up in another office. So I've moved now. And I think I've got a bit more privacy. Now I'm against like an adjoining wall to another neighbor, but it's like an interior wall and it's okay, hopefully. So we'll see. But I think they're a bit older on the other side. And their garden is a wreck. Like an actual fucking wreck, which is ironic because the reason the house fire happened was because of neighbors having a wreck of a garden. So I'm pretty sure they'll never go out there on that side. Anyway, so yeah, I'm here. It's 7 o'clock. It's also been a bit cooler today. I've got a fan as well. You guys will have to tell me if that's blowing too loudly or it's not very good. But yeah, this is probably going to be my last VOE stream in Eternites Garden. And it's not that... I've done everything. I don't think I have done everything. Just a second ago over in Spud, you know, people were telling me, oh, you know, we got Boots in chat at the moment. I've got an adventure to do. I should definitely do the other adventure. Maybe we'll open with that if I can find the fucking thing. Does anyone know where the other one is? There's Kit Sharks here. Here you go. It's the Artificer's Rise. It is that jumping puzzle. Oh no, that's just a jumping puzzle. Hold on. That's Kit Shark's Rise. Hold on. Let me swap my speakers and turn them down slightly. By the way, I messed with my mic a bit just now. You guys will have to tell me if it's sounding crunchy or kind of shitty. Hopefully it's not too bad. I think I have too much gain on it though, and I'll look into that. Where's the other adventure? Jumping puzzle. Here you go. Adventure. Scour for seer relics. That's what we want to do. We want to go up there. So let's just get traveling. Let's just go over there and do a bit of a tour of the map as we go. So yeah, we got an adventure I want to do. We'll do that now. People are pointing out a ton of these events have fun and interesting lore. One of the hearts I haven't done, and we do have all the lore on the map, literally all of it. Scholar of the Garden. I want to get these. I want to read these. I'm going to try and get through all of that today. We'll do as much as we can. I'm still not going to know fully what the hell is going on this map, really. It's just going to be something that I'll be playing off screen rather than doing episodes about. And I know that that's a little bit disappointing, but to be honest, guys, I'm very disappointed in myself this year that I haven't even started Reforged. Reforged came out before Christmas. It's now the end of May. I've got to get to Reforged, guys. So tomorrow is going to be the start of the Reforged series. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Reforged with like a bonanza, if that's the right word. where we're going to go through all the patch notes and we're going to catch up with everything that happened there, because Reforged didn't just come out. There's been like 3 major releases for Reforged, and I should have been there for all of them. I should have covered them all. It's quite criminal that I didn't. The timing is just fucked, right? The timing is horrible, because for the last 3 years in a row, I've had moments where I've gone back. I didn't really go back to Guild Wars 1 fanatically for years, maybe a 10-year gap. I mean, I would go back in minor ways. I'd go back to shoot footage for videos and stuff like that. But to do it really as a big fan and actually just to play it for the fun of playing, I didn't do for about 10 years. Then, over the past 3, maybe 4, I had actually been doing that. I'd have phases over the year where I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to play Guild Wars 1. I had one of those maybe 9 months ago now. I went back there. I finished my Lucky Unlucky title. I did Kurzik and Luxon. I did everything. I fully fucking maxed the game out, and I was really into the game. I didn't make any videos or series. I did make videos, but I didn't do any series out of it. And so I was there. I was clued in with Guild Wars 1. And then, as soon as I'm like literally finished with the game, and I'm fully at rest with it, oh look, Arenanet hires 2 weeks, and oh look, now they're into it, and now I'm not in that space, that headspace. Oh man, so frustrating. Here we go. Here's the adventure dialogue.
Inquest had their way with this place, but there's plenty for the Priory to learn here.
So we just need to chill. We need to get into it. We need to accept that stuff doesn't ever line up the way I want it to. As soon as we start covering Elder Scrolls, they do an announcement. Oh. But, you know, we'll figure it out. Oh, by the way, so the build, I'm going to do a slight tweak here. We've been on Warrior Sprint the whole time, which I don't really care for that much. I mean, I do like it, but with mounts in the open world, So I'm actually going to swap to Crackshot, enhance our longbow autos, which, by the way, I feel like should totally change dual shot as a skill icon and everything. Just for the flavor. But yeah, we're going to get faster longbow recharges. And we're going to get burning, double burning, because it's dual shot. So it's actually 2 burn. It's better than the trait makes it look, frankly. I think it's faster longbow recharges on the trait, right? No, it's not. When it says recharge reduced 20%, what does it mean? Your longbow rifle and harpoon gun weapon skill 1 attacks are enhanced. Sure. What is reduced? The aftercast delay? It says 3/4 of a second every time. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna run a crack shot. So what is this adventure then? Hey, want to help me scout for some artifacts? There should be some buried in the rubble here. Probably some good exercise for your skimmer. Oh, it's a skimmer-based one. Okay, sure. Also, let me have a quick look at chat. Oh, speaking of skimmers, when I was playing the game with Terry, I realized, you know those hover bikes? And I looked at them, and they looked like they were interactables. And I said it'd be cool if you could steal these and ride them. And I walked up and I pressed F, and nothing happened. And then I moved on. I did that again when I was playing with Kerry, and it did work. You actually can take the hover bikes. And it basically is just putting you on a skimmer with a different skin. But it was cool as fuck. I didn't realize that, and I totally misled you all in my video. You can ride them. That's a nice little detail. Yeah, I've moved all my monitors around now as well, so I see chat on the right instead of the left. I'll have to get used to this. Who we got here? We got Venny. We got Turtle Moji. Let me scroll up to the first people, actually. We got John R.A., who says evening baked potatoes. We got Jambra Bren. It's good to see you. If WP doesn't feed or pet the moths, we riot. Oh, shit. Could I have interacted with the moths and I didn't do it the entire last time? Maneva says this stream isn't nearly late enough. Yeah, hello, everybody. Hello. Let me scroll down again here. Yeah, we got Boots in chat. He says, my vid for it has tricks. The cliff notes, spam that skill 2 and collect the orbs when you have no charges left. Then go in a circle because they respawn fast. Is that tips for the Kit Shark one or this one? Boots actually showed up in the comments of the last video as well. He had managed to track to the specific moment we were doing the adventure. And he didn't show up because I was on EU. Today I'm on NA though. I'm playing on NA, so anybody who wants to do this with me, that should mean that he's on the leaderboards this time, and we'll see. We'll see if he's got the #1 spot or not. Hopefully he does. The other adventure is the room with the blue balls, where that side story takes place. Yeah, okay, and we're here now. You're so excited for the Reforged streams? Okay, so ZFC, who says that you're excited for the streams. What do you want me to start with? I don't know whether I should do Milan Doom first or just an actual Reforged playthrough first. I'm thinking of doing just a Reforged playthrough. Which means I don't know how long it'll be. I think it effectively means we unlock a new hero and we do a dungeon, right? And that's about the long and short of it. That was the tips for Kit Shark. He says, this one, the only thing is that you can't complete the adventure in one go around. You have to wait 90 seconds for them to respawn. Right, okay, well, let's just see. Let's see what the rules are. Let's play the game. So, oh, by the way, I have to say as well, the comments, you guys know I love me some walls of text. The walls of text on the last episode, you guys watching the VODs and dropping your thoughts on the YouTube comments on the Q&A one we did yesterday. Amazing. A lot of really, really great thoughts. I'd love to do another Q&A episode, I would, but let's keep covering the content here. Okay, Eternites Garden, scour for seer relics. I just want you all to know that I have read them all. I have. And I don't just read the top level. I read everyone's responses to everyone else's. I actually prefer it when you guys are responding to each other as well. So the goal is to find 20 relics. When we find 20, we get gold, and it looks like it ends. That guy did it in 2 minutes 15. Boots is number 1, and he did it at 1 minute 55. I had a chat with Boots the other day about some IRL stuff going on with the two of us. And he mentioned... I think he mentioned that this wasn't timed. Or was it the Kit Shark one that wasn't timed? Alright, so we've got to beat 1 minute 55, guys. We're going to one-shot it. Ready? How am I going to one-shot it? Because I've prepared. I've revised. I have... let me lower my desk here. Here we go. I'm getting a weird shoulder ache because I think the chair I'm in, the armrest is too low and the desk is too high. Let's move our arm here. So, yeah, I've cheated. I've watched his video already. Okay, that's a lie.
Use your skimmer's aether location to find possible relics in the rubble.
Right, okay. We get the cool Timey's Game song. Press F, and I get a happy face. There are no relics here. We get some there. Let's keep our eye on the mini-map. Oh, okay. So if we touch one of those, we get knocked off. We can use our mastery to remount, but only the once, right? Need to rescan again. Do I need to keep tapping the rescanning? There's some. 3 out of 20, that's good. No relics in that one. Is it RNG? I can't imagine it would be RNG. There have been adventures with RNG elements in them, but I don't think they make a habit of it or make it like... the biggest determining factor. I fucking love this song, by the way. This song really brings me back to happy days with Guild Wars, doesn't it for you guys? That fucking amazing period of Season 3, POF Season 4. And Timey's Game, what patch was that? That was the start of Ember Bay, you first hear this music. Okay, so that rubble respawned there, didn't it? So we're still scanning, that's good. Do I want to shoot these? Do I get relics for breaking them? No? Alright, climbing up here is going to be tough. Perhaps I do that on foot in other ones? How long have I got left? 1 minute 40. It's those violins, right? In the back there? Oh. This music is actually far too emotive for the story beats it accompanied. This is like some great earnest tragedy shit here that they could have paired it with. I feel like being on the roof out here is probably a trap. Or maybe these violins are sampled from another Guild Wars piece. There's one. Oh, no relics here. I've lost all sense as to whether I've been in these rooms before. I have, haven't I? Okay, weird. So it seems to me you want to do the same loop each time. There you go. Got 13. Another one. 20 seconds left. Okay, gold if we can get to... Oh my god, there's so many in this first room. Right, 5, 4... If we're missing 4 for gold. We're missing 4. Damn. Alright, so we got silver first time. That's fine. Right, so what do I want to do to improve my performance? Jesus, that was 3.5 minutes. What do I want to do to improve my performance? Well, not wait for the voice acting, obviously, but that's only going to be a second or two.
Inquest had their way with this place, but there's plenty for the prior.
Go upstairs immediately? It definitely brings back the mystery and the investigating vibe with this track. This is the Arenanet soundtrack. Oh, is that right? Is it the Arenanet song is so good. Easily one of the best songs in the whole soundtrack. Okay, Boot says it's not RNG. Basically, 2 out of 3 rubble in each room are real. Oh, so when I get 2, I can just bail and go to the next one?
Your skimmer should be able to help locate relics and artifacts.
1, none, 2. So each room only ever has 3 relics, is that right? So I don't have to keep scanning the walls. Fuck. Now can I... Okay, I don't need to be on the skimmer to collect. I only need to be on the skimmer to reveal. So there's 2 in this room. Okay, well I got the 2. So fuck it, I'll move on. Okay. No relics. Now holding space, I can glide over that. 2. Okay. Next room. I don't... Okay, this does count as a room. Is this going to have three things in it then? 1? Is that 1? No, that's just goop. Oh, look, there are 2. Is there a 3rd in here? No. Dead ends don't seem too good. If I can find a loop. Does this count as a room? Should have used my skill 2 to rush through there quicker. Did this shit respawn yet? No. Some rubble up here. Let's get a good sense of what's going on the upper floor. 1, 2. Okay, having a stun break is good. This is weird. This is an adventure where my regular skills matter. What's stopping me do this on a class with fuck tons of shadow steps? Okay, it looks like there's 2 rooms upstairs that are useful to go into, at least. This was all pointless up here. Just checking, I'm just verifying. Yeah, fuck that place.
The damn thing is protected by some sort of spell. Can't damage it. Just another roadblock. That box loves that. The Overseer, Keeper of the Seneschals. Another example of the Doyen's desperation. I have an idea. Grant me a moment to muster my strength.
This is really odd. The whole respawning mechanic is really strange. I think I only saw it respawn like... I've got to get 3 more. How long have we got? 40 seconds for 3. That should be doable. Not improbable. I'm trying to do the South Park thing. And I'm doing it terribly. 1 more in 30 seconds. I think we're okay. We're going to beat his time, guys. I don't know about these stairs. I wonder what the right method of getting up these stairs is. Aha! How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? How do we do? 3 minutes 10. And he did it... Okay, he did it 75 seconds faster. 75 seconds. Is your video out already on this, Boots? Things respawn exactly 90 seconds after you get them, so the best plan is to do a tour, then go back to the start and tour again. The first room has a 4th on the stairs, and the dead-end room only has 2. It's the same 2 out of 3, and it's always the same 2 out of 3. Okay, so so if someone's trying to get your score, once they see a rubble pile that is empty, it will always be empty. Even when it respawns, every time you go back and you re-interact with it, it's empty again. So once you've fished out the true ones for that run, you're sorted. He says both videos are out. So there you go, guys. I'll give you a plug there to Boots. Check out his channel. I'm not in these ones, but he'll teach you how to do these adventures very, very well, very, very, very effectively. By the way, while we're speaking about plugs, in chat, no, not that. I almost posted you guys a link to an Amazon coin holder. That's not what I was trying to do. Good Judy in the Spud Discord created a really cool website, a Guild Wars 2 LFG website that helps you find trains and stuff. It's there in chat. Even if you guys are watching the VOD, you can open the chat and see it there, and you can click it. It looks really cool. I must admit, I haven't used it myself just yet, but I did say I would mention it, so there you go. And anyone who has mentioned it, or if Judy's even there, feel free to drop a comment or inform each other about it and how it works out. Well, there you go. Okay, let's swap mega servers here so that we're getting that pop-up off our screen. So the All-Seer, as far as I can tell, is just a creature, a device that is the specific thing that was controlling the Seneschals. And by doing the meta, we've given the Seneschals their free will back. So yay. I also mentioned in the previous part that I was a bit disappointed they still hadn't figured out how to lead you into metas and stuff. I want to take that back a little bit because I was kind of wrong. I did notice on my second story playthrough, and one of you guys dropped a YouTube comment about this, there is, during like the first bit in the open world, the very first bit, you do have a little yellow eligibility icon that says, hey, you should do the meta right now. It says do the meta before this step, and it's all good.
We know seers could detect and harness wells of immense magical power. They built their civilizations around them. Magic-imbued levitation would have been easy, as if it were natural.
Tyria was their home, and they had been steeped in its most potent magic for millennia.
A fact that better supports my hypothesis.
Oh.
Shit, I never heard your hypothesis, and they're not printing it as NPC chat. Ah. I hate it when the open world chat doesn't get printed in the log. So yeah, the game does actually push you to do. Actually, I think the first open world section you get eligibility. It tells you to visit, do all the hearts or some events maybe, and then another bit it tells you to do the meta before continuing. I think that's it. I can't kill a bounty on my own. Or, you know what? These maps are actually pretty good for solo, strong open world builds that have the resustain, have their own boons and stuff. I haven't quite set this Paragon up, I think, but we're probably close if we ran the other GM trait for the resustain. Maybe tapped a little bit of Celestial on there. We'd probably be more than sturdy enough to do that. All right, so there you go. Okay, so that's the adventure done. What else do we want to do? Well, I'll note as well here. So I update once again. TechIt has updated his marker packs and stuff. So you're not seeing the overlays on the map at the moment. I don't know what Timey Hud's doing with that, but I have it specifically set up right now. You see here, I have map pathing on, mini map off, and pathing off. So what that means is,
look at us.
what that means is if I'm just playing like this, there's no clutter on screen. But when I press M, my world map is enhanced with the TechIt stuff from his new update. So I can see here. Let me put my glasses on. I've realized, guys, and I'm having an appointment for my eyes tomorrow. So we'll see. What, tomorrow? The day after? I think tomorrow. I've realized my eyes are bad enough. I'm short-sighted. So I don't... My whole life, I haven't really needed glasses to watch TV, or especially to sit at a PC with a monitor that's arm's length away, right? Arm's length, that's not bad. But I have actually realized if I put my glasses on, and they're about 10 years out of date now, the prescription, okay? That's why I'm updating it. I've realized if I put my glasses on, it does actually improve my visibility of my monitor. I actually do see things a little bit crisper. And so my eyes have clearly decayed a bit. As I said in the other stream, it's supposed to sort of stop when you hit your mid-30s, so hopefully my eyes... Basically what's happening is my eyes continue elongating. If you're short-sighted, they keep elongating and elongating, elongating. And then in your mid-30s, it stops, and then you won't have more eye problems for like years and years and years. See, the funny thing is, the reason they call it short-sighted, most people, when they hit their mid-40s, their lenses have got so many cells... Because your body has no way of no blood goes to your eye lenses, so it has no way of cleaning them out or getting rid of them. So they get thicker and sturdier. So the muscles in your eyes struggle to flex them when you have to focus on reading a book, something up close, or looking at a label on a packet of food, or looking at your mobile phone. So that's why people end up needing reading glasses, right? Lots of people, when they hit their mid-40s, people don't get around this, right? I don't even know if mammals in general get around it. But we need reading glasses, except short-sighted people. That's why they actually call it short-sighted. I have pretty blurred vision distant. You know, I don't see the leaves on trees crisply and shit, right? But because my eyes are that way, they are naturally focused really close to my face, which means I'm actually not going to have that thing in my mid-40s. I'm not going to need reading glasses because I'm short-sighted. So it will eventually become a perk. Which is quite cool. See, I was thinking, fuck, man, if I need glasses even when I'm just sitting there. See, there's a weird thing about me. If you guys knew me IRL, you saw me out and about, you'd think of me as a glasses wearer. But because I spend the majority of my time not out and about and in front of a fucking screen, I don't really wear glasses. And so anyway, I've been thinking, should I get LASIK? Because after my mid-30s, if your eyes have stabilized and you get a couple of prescriptions and they're even, you could get LASIK, and then it's like, yeah. And what that would mean is from my mid-30s, from like 34, 35, all the way up till 44, 45, 46, 47, I would never need glasses of any form if I got LASIK. But it would mean I'd be like everyone else and I'd start needing reading glasses. So if I got LASIK, I'd be paying a bunch of money to have brilliant vision for about a decade, and then it would revert and I'd need glasses, but for short-sighted situations. So I don't know. I'm wondering, maybe don't do LASIK, because I'm just going to trade I'm going to trade where I wear my glasses, basically. Like, LASIK won't fix that issue later in life. So I don't know. I don't know what to pick. The thing is, I love getting out and about. I love doing nature hikes, and I hate this thing where you climb a big hill or some shit, right? You turn some corner, you look across a field, whatever it is, you know, there's a sunset, a sunrise, and like the only way I get to appreciate it is through the glass on my face. I just kind of hate that, you know. And I love being out on a hot sunny day and, you know, walking around in the countryside, but feeling like the sweat of these fucking frames on your face, it kind of sucks. So it'd be nice to do 10 years of like nature walks where you're just looking and inhaling the world, and it's not through like some kind of medium, right? I don't know. Do you guys know what I mean by that? But I'm also thinking I'm just going to get these new glasses this week, and they won't have all those like micro scratches on them. Like, these are in good nick, especially for how old they are now. But, you know, they do get slightly cloudy as the years go by and whatever, right? So anyway, I'm actually wearing my glasses right now because I can read Tekit's icons better, more crisply. There where it says Castor and Cursebreaker. In fact, he's spelt that wrong, hasn't he? He's missed an E. He's put Cursebreaker, like a car braking. Is that intentional? But he does such good icon work. Look at this fucking guy. Unexpected allies with a broken heart there. Otter snack time. And, you know, this is something to consider, like, with VR headsets and just if you're going to get... My monitors are getting a bit shitty and old, especially now that they're covered in soot. And the insurance companies refuse to give up a penny without a fight. I'm kind of like, should I get a new monitor? And everyone's talking about 5K monitors now. My monitors, guys, I have 2 monitors that I spent about £1,000 each on in the early 2010s. They are 1440p, 144 hertz in one case, and 165 hertz in the other case panels. One of them is TN, one of them is IPS. I spent about £1,000, like £800 to £1,000 on each of them back then. These days, these are fucking like cheap monitors. Nowadays, it costs like £100 for a monitor of this caliber. And everyone's much more into mini LED, and they're much more into QLED, and they're much, and it's like, I could get something cooler and newer and nicer, and something that actually matches on the mic arm, because these two are slightly uneven, which is a pretty petty thing to spend a lot of money. But anyway, so 5K is one of those things, and you might say look, the diminishing returns are huge there. They are, but the real value of 5K is exactly double 1440p. It's 2560, doubled. 2,560, what do we double that up to? To 5,120. 5K, 5,120. So that's where it's actually better, because, you know, you can run it in dual mode. If you're trying to play Cyberpunk, well, just click it back down to 1440p. But if you're trying to play Guild Wars 2, which I play all the time, and you absolutely can drive that many pixels with modern GPUs, then 5K would actually be amazing. You know, or a lot of the games I play, Guild Wars 1, Reforged, Stellaris, I play a lot of old shit, guys. But if you pick a 4K monitor, it doesn't scale down to 2K, to 1440 very well. And also just the PPI is really good. And that's all well and good, but why would I even be in the market for that if I can't even fucking see the screen clearly because my eyes are going up the duff? Do you know what I mean? What's the point? So yeah, get LASIK plus a nice monitor. I know it sounds silly, but when you spend as long as you do, as I do, looking at screens, you may as well ensure the quality of life is there, right? Anyway, so yeah, Tekkit's got all the different achievements, and I do think this is a cool way of playing the game. So what we're looking for, shall we do the jumping puzzle first? Fuck it, let's do the jump. Let's go to Artificer's Rise now. Let's go there. 1440p IPS is fine. TN panels were always pretty crap. Yeah, the TN panel I have, which was the high refresh rate one,
We're returning the magic to the lab.
I do think it's a bit
Grab one
crap.
of these inquest devices and collect the magic in the air before it dissipates.
Okay, this one's just an event. I do think you can really tell it's a bit washed out. But, I mean, if you go to, like, Reddit and you look at, like, our monitors, they all talk shit about even IPS now. The thing is, the size of the screens matters as well, right, for the pixel density. Personally, I don't know, you guys in chat and in the comments, how do you guys feel?
Aid we request to free our forge of these base and tawdry technoparasites.
I'm a 27-inch guy. I don't like the screen to be too far. I like 27-inch, and I like the desk to not be too deep, right? There's a lot to think about. How deep is your desk determines how far back the screen is going to be, which determines how big, how comfortable you are with the size of the screen. But the kind of the sweet spot, a 1440p screen at a 27-inch form factor, that is a really nice sweet spot. And on a desk that's not quite too deep, which this new one I've just built since the move, like, that's really fucking nice. It's good. And now I found out my eyes aren't even good enough for that, and I'm going to be wearing glasses for it regardless. But yeah, so I don't know where you guys are with that, but like, I think 5K is pretty unnecessary for 27-inch, isn't it? I really think it's going to be very hard to see the difference there. But another thing is with just Guild Wars in general, the anti-aliasing and the shimmer in this game is fucking terrible. But if you play at 4K, the shimmer goes away. It's not even about the pixel density, it just helps with that, without having to super sample and all that shit. It's blah, 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 blah. Where's the intro to this thing? Artificer's Rise. Do you think it's underwater? Do you think we have to swim underwater to get in this building and then... See, I would imagine a bouncing mushroom is a good start. Use the Inquest vacuums to redistribute. Should we just do this event and see what happens? Maybe it's a part of it. Oh, it's not letting me jump there. But yeah, I have to say, I feel like the game looks crisper and better and cooler right now. And by the way, the frames are feeling okay as well, even though they're only at 37. Ugh. So much regret, guys, not doing an upgrade earlier in the year while it was cheap. You know, there's a whole generation of us now that are locked out of a reasonable, meaningful PC upgrade.
No more. Right once again. Let that motivate you, Commander.
Use the vacuum to mist the stowed magic. This is like inhale and release, which is kind of a thing in COE, the dungeon. What do I do it on? I do it on plants and coral. Is that right? Like this?
Might makes me
Is that one
right.
already done, I wonder? Thank God I didn't drop it when I went underwater. Oh, here we go. This, maybe? No, that's collect. Try it on this. Did someone else do it?
Yes, gaining adrenaline.
Time before the loosed magic is lost. Can I overflow it? There was a mechanic recently where it was like overflow. Vacuum, bugs. What do I... No, the bugs don't give a shit. And it doesn't say that on the event text, so... I know that was a long shot. I figured I'd try it, though. Do I have to jump up? See, it says coral, right? So I want to go underwater, but if I try to swim underwater, I kind of leave the event area. It forces me away before it gets deep enough. So maybe it's over here or something?
Slaughter the enemy.
The JP starts at the construct NPC on top of the building. Oh my god, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Is there a way to swim down? See, it's all shallow. Everywhere in event range is like shallow. Oh, this bit isn't. Can we go? No, that's not right.
As our enemy
Oh.
faces defeat, the land sighs with relief. We did it for you, Castora. Keep your magic.
Pain.
Well, we got silver. Oh, I changed one of my utilities. I changed two of my utilities. I decided to go for on your knees. Just because it has the sort of Condi feel to it. It's not really damage, but I always like the feel of, you know, using a couple of offensive abilities. And then like one of these where you're then going to see a bunch of like incapacitating Condis on there as well. It's just fun, you know. So I thought, fuck it. And I've gone with the Signet of Fury as well. Which doesn't feel very Paragon-y, I'll give you that. Okay, so this guy, he starts the JP? Oh my god, the fucking mega server swap-in. I wish Arenanet would look at this. It's been like this since End of Dragons came out. And I don't think it creates a good look for new players. Being told that the maps are constantly empty. They'll read it the wrong way. They'll think, oh, dead game or whatever. I love this, man. The fact that we can just maintain all this quickness here from one trait and the Pirate Queen. Just basically pew-pewing away on the longbow. It's awesome. All right. Heed the intruder's techno-parasites. A tome of the maker should aid your plight. Please take one, but be careful not to get it wet. Okay, I'll take a tome.
Behold before us.
Whoa.
A specimen pacified.
Looks like a mirror.
3 more we counted of its kind, all equally red. Stay dry.
Okay, do I go in that? And it... So this is a lot like taking the bird back to the nest, which was one of my favorite jumping puzzles of modern years. I fucking love that, JP. And they let you use the Jade bot on that one. They're letting us do it again, it seems here. Which kind of breaks it in a lot of ways, but fine, it's EOD value. By the way, as well, Kerry noticed, and I hadn't seen this at all. I hadn't streamed it at all. But, man, I love opening the map and seeing everything here. This mimic, this angry mimic here is curious. And this should be connected to my API as well now, which is fixed. Let me finish the thing. The thought. Yeah, there are like Jade bot deposits and things, so you can get all your Jade bot bonuses and stuff on this map too. I hadn't done it, but yeah. Yeah, guys, my API's fixed. As of a long time ago, by the way. As of like January, February. It's actually fucking fixed, seriously. I don't know whether it's fully integrated into this version of Tiny HUD or whatever right now, but my API works. Arenanet fixed whatever was broken about it. I don't know whether it's re-broken in the meantime because I haven't looked at it since the fire, but yeah, very cool. I was very happy with that, and I was using that to track things when I was hardcore. When I was hardcore raiding. I'm so hardcore. Okay, there's 3 Inquest devices, and we already got 1. If each is sort of roughly proportional along the length, I don't suspect that this is a very long JP. We'll see what we got. Okay, yeah, now we're here. Now we can climb more. You've been hearing Dead Game on Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 2, and Throne and Liberty, which is incredible because all three are alive and well. Just ignore them, and you've been hearing that for years. Yeah, yeah. There are certain conversations that are so fucking old, it's unreal. You gotta understand, when I first started hearing about Dead Game... When did I first start hearing it? I'll tell you when. I think I know. I don't think I ever really heard that with RuneScape. Back when I was big into RuneScape. But I moved from RuneScape to Guild Wars 1. And sort of never looked back, really. I may one day, because, I mean, Christ. Talk about a forever game. And I genuinely am excited by the thought of just sitting there and casually grinding. I don't know whether you guys would watch those fucking streams. And something about that seems really sad to me, and because it's like, fuck man, I used to play that when I was like a kid, like young. Maybe not a kid, but young. I remember I knew certain people at school who were like really sporty, like, for want of a better phrase, and I really do hate this phrase, but normies, okay? Who got into RuneScape and then they just got completely fucking hooked on it, like hard. Like they were not nerdy people at all. But you talk to them in game and they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm trading cow pats or whatever. And I've made fucking millions and millions and millions or something. And then you could be like, holy shit, dude, you're like hardcore into this game now. Like, anyway, why am I talking about RuneScape? Oh yeah, I don't think I heard the Dead Game thing when I used to play RuneScape, but I think I know when I first heard it. The year was 2009, maybe? And it was when Ion came out. I'm deadly serious. People in Guild Wars 1 used to talk about how Guild Wars 1 was a dead game now because of Ion. Ion was releasing. You're leaving the area, turn back, or the jumping puzzle will reset? Okay. Sorry. Fucking Ion. And then I heard it again when Guild Wars 2 came out. I heard it about WoW. I heard it against Guild Wars 2. It's just stupid fucking... The thing... Well, I think the only interesting conversation to have about... And it's something we've talked about over and over and over and over again over the years. I think the interesting place to go with the conversation is to talk about... It's very tempting to think stuff dies just as soon as you stop playing it, right? So, like... Like, when you stop playing Elder Scrolls Online and you stop for a year or two, your instinct is to feel that your life experience is reflective of everyone else's, right? So you think, oh, what? Do people still play that? And it's not just about MMOs, you know. It's like the kids that stopped playing Fortnite for a while, and now it's like, oh, Fortnite's dead. It's not really. And just because these games take a population hit, if indeed they have taken a population hit, it doesn't mean that they're sinking now. It doesn't mean that they can't fund themselves anymore. It doesn't mean that the content stopped getting added. And yeah, you know, if you look at the... Let's call it the... It's not a quadrilogy. What is it? The quaternary? If we look at the big four, okay? WoW... Elder Scrolls Online. No, let's do it in order. Let's be honest with ourselves and do it in order. Okay. WoW. Final Fantasy 14. Elder Scrolls Online. Guild Wars 2. Okay. The four big... I'm going to say Western... The four big MMOs popular in the West. Because obviously of those four, one of them is Final Fantasy, which is from the East and is very exciting. They're the big four, right? Perhaps I'm wrong about that. Do we put Black Desert in there? What else is there? What am I missing?
A fitting
But if you look at the big four, they're all successful. They're all forever games. They're all making it. They're surviving to different extents. They're funding their studios and their teams to different extents, right? But they're making it. Of all of those, the only studio of all of those that I know that got hit with a massive, disastrous layoff, period, was Guild Wars. And even they managed to struggle their way through, and they've managed to come out the other side, right? So it doesn't really... You don't matter. That's the point I would just say over and over and over again to my stream viewers and my community. You don't matter, I don't matter, we're nothing, right? The more you realize that you don't fucking matter in the world, the more I think you'll be simultaneously at peace and also deeply depressed. But I think understanding how irrelevant your anecdotes are is a really important, mature thing to get in the world, in like every arena of thought. So yeah, like, I don't know, the kids that say, oh, the game's dead because I don't play it anymore. No, you don't really know. All these games are thriving. And if we expand beyond just MMOs and we just look at like games as services, right? If you look at games like, I mean, fuck, look at even games like Terraria. They still get new audiences. They still sell boxes. They still put updates out. Look at like Ark Survival Ascended, which gets panned and destroyed and reviewed bombed. But no, Studio Wildcard is still there, and they're moving and they're plugging on and they're putting their patches in, right? Look at Fallout 76, one of the top fucking earning games on Steam. There's so many games out there that like just keep trucking along. They don't die. For games to die now, it's very difficult. They only die if the devs feel that they should die. And the best case study I have for that is GW1. Why did Guild Wars 1 die for 10 years? Why did it die? Was it because the money wasn't there? No. Was it because the community wasn't there? No. It was because the devs stopped putting effort into it. Pure and simple. As soon as they decided to put effort into it with 2 weeks, they're making money, they're porting it, they're sustaining patches. Now, there is an argument now to be made to say, well, WP, you don't really know. This experiment's only 6 months old. Are 2 weeks going to be there forever? Are they going to go bigger and bolder and stronger? Yeah, they've earned money off of it at the moment because they're porting to new platforms. But once they've run out of those platforms, is it sustainable? And I guess we'll see. But in my opinion, if Stardew can keep getting updates, I mean, I don't know, Stardew and Terraria, these are indie phenomenons that have eclipsed anything Guild Wars ever was. Guild Wars was always for the fucking people on the side, the losers that couldn't afford a sub fee, let's be honest. We were always the countercultural jerks in the corner of the room. We were never the success. Sorry, but let's all be honest about ourselves. So is it right for me to compare it? I don't know. Holy shit! We had a huge donation there. Holy shit. Crispy Greens? Oh my god, Crispy Greens. I don't even really recognize... I shouldn't say this. I don't recognize you as a regular in chat, man. Holy fuck, dude. Thank you so much. $50. $50. Bro. After 2 days of listening to the last 3 parts in the background, I finally caught up live. Man, thank you so much for that. Wow. I'm so thankful for that. I always feel really awkward about that shit, man. I wish I had 10 guys that regularly gave, you know, $2 to $5 rather than the occasional guy that spends like way more than I think it's worth. Oh, but that's so nice. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Holy shit, dude. I wish you'd asked a question. I would have answered it. Okay, Rocker in chat has put me in my place. And he might have a good point here. So Rocker says, excuse me, have you seen all the recent MMOs die, like New World? What do I say to that? How do I argue my corner? How do I play the... Because I think you're right. You've just made a really good argument. These products do die. These studios do fold. They do fail. And it is not even about MMOs. There's lots of games that launch trying to be successful games as services that require that multiplayer component, especially like competitive games. And they go up in flames, right? I'll tell you what I think it is. It's publisher overreach, and it's too much money. Okay, I think the games that fail and fold and die, even if they manage to stagger through for, what, 5-6 years, didn't New World get at least half a decade? New World got a good while. I never played it in the end, right? Destiny 2, oh yeah, by the way, you've all made it abundantly clear to me that Destiny 2 is not getting a big patch for fun. It's like dying. It's being retired, right? These games can fail. I think what it comes down to is when the studios spend too much money on it, they get too bloated, they get too difficult to sustain, to the point that community expectation is now even too high, and they can't juggle it with other projects. I don't know. This is why it's really hard. I'm just a pundit, right? I don't work in the industry, and particularly I'm not in the business management side of the industry, so I don't know how publishers view this stuff. But my guess would be that it's too expensive. These things, that they spend a lot up front funding it, and they hope to reclaim all of that money in subsequent years, only to not get enough. What was that game with the really ugly character designs that everyone bagged on? Anthem? No, it wasn't Anthem. What was it? It had like really, all I know about it is it had ugly characters, and it like died before it even came out. It got cancelled so fucking fast it'll make your head spin. To me, that's like that's because so much has been invested into the project that it's now become a huge risk, and it has to get shuttered. Meanwhile, look at these indie projects, these things that grow organically, right? When we talk about Terraria, when we talk about like another of my favorite games of all time at the moment, Abiotic Factor, Core Keeper, these were incredible games that I played last year that are continuing to get patches and continuing to be enhanced, and the studios are going on. They keep it small, they keep it in scope, they find a really cool, you know, a meaningful way to deliver the visuals that they can actually afford, and they grow organically. And if things don't quite catch on, then fine, it quietly gets shuttered and we move on to the next project, which is basically how TV works, right? You think about all the shitty sitcoms that were placed in the time slot after Friends, right? Through the 90s and the 2000s. Some of them made it, like Scrubs. Most of them didn't. And nobody, you know, there's a whole subreddit called Dead TV, by the way. And I believe that happens for video games as well, but we tend to like, I don't know, maybe people are just biased to remember the big ones that blow up. WildStar was a mechanically good MMO that shouldn't have died. I mean, I agree. I think that it had a space. That's more of an argument for NCSoft than Arenanet. But look, I've always believed, go far enough back, I think that Arenanet should have juggled 2 MMOs with the exact same gameplay philosophies, the same build craft, the same raid scene, the same open world ideas, but one should have been a sci-fi MMO and one should have been a fantasy MMO. I think that Arenanet would have been onto something with that. At this point, I actually think a lot of their ideas are not very good, and I would like to see them do something different for a big new project or whatever. But yeah, and when anyway, the point I'm trying to make is when WildStar got shuttered, I don't see why Arenanet couldn't have taken that property, especially during the earlier climate around Season 4, where they had all of these projects on the go that were dying behind the scenes. I mean, look, that one was ready-made. It had a fucking bow on it. So that's a weird one to me as well. I don't know why some of these guys games have to die. When I look at this editing software that I use, Vegas, when the company controlling it and patching it can't afford it anymore or doesn't think it's worth it, do you know what they do? They sell it to another studio. It was Sony Vegas, and then it was Magic's Vegas, and now it's someone else. I can't remember who, but someone else controls it now. You know, I don't see why that can't happen for games, especially if they're under the umbrella of the same publisher. If you guys watch my TR commentaries, you know, and we talk about how Ubisoft Montreal was juggling the development of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and they trade it out, right? They contract this shit out. Guild Wars 1 has been contracted out to 2 weeks. I think that's a valuable, meaningful way to keep these projects alive and to bring them back. And I hope that Guild Wars 1 is a success and proves that to be the case. Anyway, why are we talking about this? I can't remember the original point we made. No, I just think that there's a difference between a game as a service that dies very quickly, a game as a service that staggers along and eventually gets sharded like Destiny, and a true forever game like WoW, and like I hope, and like RuneScape, and like we see in MMOs, really. And like, by the way, Final Fantasy 11. Doesn't I'm out of my depths here. Doesn't FF11 still get updates? Like Lord of the Rings Online. Guys, about 4 years ago, I did a mini Lord of the Rings Online series with you all because they were still doing patches. There's a fucking Lord of the Rings Online expansion coming out, right? But people quit them and they say dead game. No, fuck you. That's not a dead game. You don't know what you're talking about. Dead game is when they actually completely shut it down, right? All right. Okay. Let's play the game now. Okay. It's been too long. Oh, I got so much to say. I'm all built up. There you go. That's the first hour. Right. Scholar of the Garden. Are we ready to get nerdy about lore? Basically, what I'm going to do is just go to the icons that Tekit's put down, and hopefully the API is all connected, and these icons will disappear as I complete them. And that'll be epic if it works that way. That's sort of the end game for how time-hardened this shit's looking to work. But I don't know whether we're there yet. All right, anyway, Seared Tower. Okay. Warning, peculiar inquest experiments. All right, here we go. How is my coffee getting cold already? Excuse me, can we please stop with the Guild of Soup gameplay? I'm here for the coin collecting trivia. Yeah, Rocker was convincing me earlier to do a video of the Lord of the Rings coin when I get it. I was really nervous about it because so I rang them today, by the way. I rang the Royal Mint. I was a little bit intimidated ringing the Royal Mint. When you get on hold with them, they're like, if you're interested in your gold portfolio, please press 1. If you're interested in your silver portfolio, please press 2. I was like, oh shit, man! Like people use the mint to actually invest in fucking precious metals and stuff. Anyway, I ring and the guy's like, I didn't think I was being very rude. I thought I was just being quite fast and respecting his time. And he was like getting me to slow down and saying, sir, no, sir. He was a Welsh guy. Anyway, he was like, I was like, I need to cancel this order so that I can change the address because I'm not going to be at this property for very long. And he said, you've got a problem here. They're out of stock now. If you cancel this, you cannot get these coins. They're sold out now. And I was like, oh shit, I don't want to. I was like, fuck, so what? I just give these really cool, fucking expensive, nerdy coins over the next 3 years are going to be getting sent to just some random strangers at this house, and I have the hope and redirect the Royal Mail to wherever I'll be? Because I don't know where I'll be. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I said, I really can't just change the address. And he said, no, that it's getting shipped already. You can't change the address. And then I said, hold on. I can't change the address because this first coin is being sent, the one ring. But look, when they do, like, Gandalf's ring or whatever, right? When they do one of the Witch King's ring, when they do those other rings... I don't even know, by the way. They might not even be ring designs. They might just be Lord of the Rings designs. There might be, I don't know, a Hobbit on one of them or a Hobbit hole on one or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, I said, look, once this has been sent to me, can I change the address for all the other ones? The ones that will be getting delivered over 2028, 2029, 2030. Can I just get those changed to my new address? And he said, yes. He said, yeah, I can change your address, but wait for this first coin to come. So I said, okay, fantastic. So yes, I will be getting the one ring, the sold out one ring. Very exciting. Which is so overpriced, but it's so cool, and it's sort of my entry to the hobby. And the way I look at it is it's like the price of a monitor, but stretched over 3 years. So, and I don't really treat myself enough, so fuck it. That's what I've done. I bought the coins, guys, and I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my order. They're sold out. And I'm going to have some like silver, which is quite cool. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, right, seriously. Attention allies of the Tyrian Alliance. Numerous scouts have found evidence of inquest experimentation around the Forge. Not only have they attempted to recircuit the Stewards of Guldra to extract seer knowledge, but both Priory and Astral Ward survey teams have uncovered evidence of failed experimentation with seer weaponry. Right, but they weren't able to recruit the Stewards of Guldra. Seer weaponry is not to be trifled with, and contains immense power, even in an unrefined state. If anyone uncovers additional information, please report it to Tribune Ritlock at once. Interesting. Can I speak to Ritlock at the heart? Does he want to chat with me? Yeah, so I got the silver ones. It's so expensive. It's 90 quid. 90 fucking pounds for a 50p coin. Do you know what? If I was one of those rich YouTubers making like meme content or whatever, Do you know what I would do, genuinely, if you were in the coin collecting sphere? Buy it, do an unboxing of it, and then do a vlog where you go to, like, the local post office or the local chippy or something and buy a portion of chips and spend your coin on it. Spend your £90 silver coin. And by the way, I think they appreciate... I think they're like investment. I think they appreciate in value. I remember like 2 years ago seeing like a post on Reddit where people were saying you guys should invest in silver, by the way. And I was like, if I had any balls or I had any, you know, real savings that I could play with, I probably would. And nowadays, I think silver is on the rise, isn't it? Isn't silver like a good investment at the moment? So anyway, so that's the kind of thing that people would fucking like. That would be a funny video, I think. A cool video, you know? And someone out there is going to get this crazy coin. Do you think they'd realize what the fuck it is? Imagine getting one of those in change for your chips. Do it. Make a potato outfit and do a vlog. I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm going to keep my one ring. I'm going to keep the Eye of Sauron. Hell yeah. And in 6 months, I'll spend another 90 for whatever the next one is. Right, so did it disappear? It did not disappear. That's a bit unfortunate. So I'm going to need my own method here of... and this is cool. Look, Tekkit has shown how much stuff is on the map. The overgrowth thing, the crustacean calamity thing. Oh, God, I'm genuinely... I'm really happy I'm wearing my glasses, actually. Fuck. I didn't realize how much that was affecting me. Just that slight not being able to see. So in the bottom right of the map, I can't see shit. Oh no, there's another one right next to us, hidden under that icon, over here somewhere. This is much better than alt-tabbing onto the wiki, right? Especially for like streamability. The way things are, and water flowing again in red plane, it says. The way things are, all problems exist on a continuum. From the most immediate local effects at the bottom, up to the true source at the top. We've been told to focus on doing what good we can with what's directly in front of us. But why? Is it because this materially changes the problem? Or merely because it is the most soothing balm we can apply on ourselves? Sorry, I'm skipping to the end to see. Who is the author of this? Is this Seer philosophy? Or is this Vlox philosophy? Because my feeling of Vlox is he's not satisfied with the small... You know, he tries to warn people about the dam disaster. He's not got the clearance or the authority or the cachet in society, the prestige to be listened to. And so there's an argument to be say, look, just deal the hand you dealt. Don't give a fuck when it's not your turn to give a fuck, as the Wire espouses, right? As Bunk always says. But the, you know, people always wrestle with. And Vlox is basically saying, no, fuck this, I'm doing something. The commander's done something and has seen great success. Others should do something. Is that what he's... So let me read this again. All problems exist on a continuum, from the most immediate local effects at the bottom up to the true source at the top. We've been told to focus on doing what good we can with what's directly in front of us, but why? Is it because this materially changes the problem, or merely because it's the most soothing balm we can apply on ourselves? Consider a river flowing down from the mountains, polluted with mining runoff. You can treat the water where it meets the village below, but this process will never end. Each gallon you purify will help a villager that day, but they will need you just as much the next. You must go upstream to stop the runoff. And that is where you will meet the true resistance, because that is where someone benefits from the way things are. This too is where our system fails, because it's far too easy for those with control to entrench themselves deeper. And the more they shore up their defenses, the more powerful of a force will be needed to remove them. I fear we have already passed the point where the mechanisms that exist within the system are inadequate for the task. Something more radical will be required. Though as of yet, no one has been willing to step outside of what is to find what could be. But someone must. This really feels like it was written by Vlox, but they've kept it anonymous. It could equally be Isgarin writing about Sidoni 10,000 years ago, you know? And of course, to have this conversation real is to talk about the structure of society, to talk about where accountability lies, to talk about, you know, bureaucracy and the sprawling mess of state. And how one thing, you know, as I'm learning about how the Financial Ombudsman Service holds insurers accountable and blah, 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 blah. But that's not fun for a video game. It's much more interesting to deal with a rogue that seizes magical power for themselves. Water flowing again in Red Plain. In the dry steam bed where there was once only dust, water is flowing again. And for residents of the small village of Red Plain, hope is flowing with it. After years of hardship following the diversion of the Ullen River... Wow, the Ullen River, that's a throwback. The Ullen River, guys. This has got to be vlogs. This is the sewer shit. The Ullen River is what you float on with the Shining Blade as the away from the Henge of Den Ravi in the Prophecy story. And then you do the... what's the mission called? The Riverside Province, and then Sanctum K, and then you realise that the Henge of Den Ravi got attacked. So this is probably the river here, to be honest. Well, no, hold on. The Henge of Den Ravi is here. So this is the Ullen River. I don't know if it's actually marked in game at any point. Zinda in 250 years. Kind of breaks it. The things don't map up perfectly. This is kind of the Ullen River as well. Is there a place called Red Plain around? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? The one UI QOL that is still not in Guild Wars 2 is being able to type up here. Like, I type the word Ullen and see everything light up. Anyway, in the dry steam bed where there was once only dust, water is flowing again, and for residents of the small village of Red Plain, hope is flowing with it, after years of hardship following the diversion of the Ullen River. While appeals to the local authority have still gone unanswered, help has arrived in an unusual form. The benefactor, a hydrological engineer from Rat Assumed, this is totally vlogs, who didn't give a resident's name, has taken it upon himself to reroute a branch of the river through the flowing village before reconnecting with the main flow, allowing vital access without disrupting the waterway's eventual destination. But the reactions have not all been positive. Administrator Groz, who oversees the river, was furious in his response. "We cannot have miscreants interfering with our work without filing a report, having a formal survey done, paying the necessary fees, and allowing our direct oversight. There is protocol and procedure to these things. If he were to go through the proper channels, an assessment could be started as soon as 6 months from now." As for the engineer in question, he left as soon as the work was done, and we have not been able to reach him for comment. This is brilliant. Really, really fun. What I want Arenanet to do is be really earnest and honest, attack both sides of this conversation. Okay, so why is that red tape there, right? Why are those procedures and protocols there? It's not for the fun of it. It's not just to conspiratorially keep machinating twats in powers. It's sometimes red tape is there because it's written in blood. Because by rerouting that river and going renegade on your own, it might be on an unstable area of the hillside that's going to create some fucking landslide that buries a school, a school or a village or some shit at some point. Things have to be done in a certain way because there is danger, right? So it's like, I want to see Arenanet also explain that, you know? It's easy to bitch about the 6 months, but there's also reasons why the 6 months is there. Anyway, that's not me criticizing, by the way. I just like that the story is touching on this stuff. This is cool. Okay. So 3 of the law books were just sitting around in the... Oh, what's going on with my voice? I'm going through puberty. Isn't there some... I shouldn't talk about this. Isn't there some streamer that everyone takes the piss out of because they tell everyone they went through second puberty when really they just fucked with their mic? Isn't that a thing? Anyway, sorry. I'm not here to talk shit about other streamers. And to be clear, I don't think I'm talking about the Guild Wars scene here. Let's move this way. Not going to play the new PoE 2 League. It just launched. I would love to. I would love to be in a regular routine where I was on top of all this shit. And we'd finished Oblivion, and we'd finished Reforged already, and we'd finished Heaven's Ward, which is the other big project. And I was at liberty to hit up the next PoE patch. But I'm not at the moment. It is on my site. I want to be clear. Everyone who's a fan of PoE, I am too, and you will see another PoE series from me. It's just not prioritized at the moment. But I can promise you that I'm on smooth sailing now. this house isn't going to burn out. Touch wood. And I'm at liberty to record during the day because I'm not next to a window with people getting high. Overall, we're doing pretty good. Do you need to finish all these games to stream PoE? I do, because I'm a very... I look at people who variety stream and they're like, ooh, let's play this game on Monday. Let's play this game on Tuesday. Let's play this game on Wednesday. I look at people like that, like aliens. Like actual... I don't understand... Like, I'm not a good adult, really. I can't do that. I can't be excited and enthusiastic about loads of different things at once. And if I'm not excited and enthusiastic, I'm not streaming it. It would just be terrible quality content. It would be fake, insincere content. I'm just not doing that. So I can't... That's not me. I'm sorry. I would love if it was me, because I think people like that end up very well balanced and smart, and they can maintain a lot in their mind. But it just hurts my head to be like that. It really does. I'm an extremely all or nothing kind of guy when it comes to that sort of thing.
Almost ready. I'm as strong as bear.
When things are similar anyway, right? So like... If it's like a real life hobby, it sort of exists in a different area of my brain to like gaming and stuff. I don't know, it's weird.
I can't move.
God, why am I enjoying this so much? This just feels fucking awesome. How can I make this feel even more awesome? Oh my god. Wow, the stun break there was a bit crazy.
On your knees.
Look at these fucking things. So good. I need a little bit of cleanse, maybe. A little bit of cleanse.
We persevere.
All right, what we got going on here? Biological sample. Biological sample lava coleptera. Beetle research. Find a biological sample left behind by the inquest. Ooh. Goric would be interested. Lava coleptera. Origin Castora. Estimated 3 days old. Solution saline and formaldehyde. So it's been stored in goo. Okay, Castoran entomology research. Let me just be clear here. Let me full screen this. Yeah, entomology is just the study of insects. So that's what Goric is, an entomologist. I was just on Google there to verify that. By the way, guys, oh, did I mention this on the stream already?
Makes me right.
What's everyone's take on how Google's going to change? Are you all aware of what's about to happen with Google? It's like the biggest change to the internet since I've been alive. I'm not fucking joking. I'm not someone that uses his mobile much. So I don't think I realize just to the degree to which like normal people are very app-based, right? So like I was looking at like eBay because I wanted to see like, oh, maybe I can buy, you know, bundles of coins on eBay and then I can go through them for my decimal collection or whatever. And I realized like it's people don't really use the eBay website. They use the eBay app. And they use another app called, what's it called? Flipper with a H at the end. For like finding listings when they show up and stuff. Like everyone's very app-based, right? But to me, like the internet, it's still very much like Firefox, Edge, Chrome, whatever. And it's Google, right? Googling shit. And then you see what comes up on Google and you click into the different websites. That's how the internet works. And I'm from an era where you would just find weird websites that it wasn't all consolidated into the Reddit app and the TikTok app and the Instagram app. And it wasn't siloed like that for me. But there's something major that's about to happen with Google that everyone seems to like have just accepted. And I think it's because of that app culture. Google isn't going to give you search results anymore. It's only their AI results. They announced it at their big conference recently. It's just, you're going to type shit into Google and it won't give you websites. You're going to have to go to like DuckDuckGo. Ask Jeeves tragically just closed down. It's gone. The idea of conventional search engines, isn't that fucking crazy? Isn't that really, really fucking insane? It's the real websites that fuel the LLMs, so surely we should keep them transparent and have people getting pushed to them. I mean, I don't know. I'm just a layperson. Maybe I don't understand how these things work. Maybe I'm an old man shouting at a cloud and saying I don't like change. But that seems really weird to me. I really do mean that. That feels like a fundamental fucking change about the internet that's about to happen. My god, these beetles respawn so fast here.
Never give up.
Look how fast these things respawn. Like, literally, if you guys hadn't heard that yet, I'm telling you now, that it's going away. Regular results from Google will not be there. You're just going to get that little AI summary. And look, you guys should know this about me. I'm actually very optimistic about AI, about LLMs, and I'm not so fretful about, you know, all the ways in which they'll damage the job market and all that stuff, which we can be or whatever. But as far as the technology itself is concerned, I'm pretty hopeful that they'll continue improving. Even, you know, all the RAM getting bought up for the data centers, and now I can't afford a PC and shit. Still, I think it's quite exciting and quite cool, and I genuinely, I think that things will improve. I'm much more of a technologist or an optimist than I think a lot of these, like, fearful, ranting, moral fucking panic people are. But it does seem crazy to me that Google isn't going to actually be a search engine anymore in the way that we would want it to be. I mean, I guess it will give you the AI result, and then it will give you its little sources that you click, and that takes you to the website. Still, though. Fucking wild.
Adrenaline rising.
I love this. This feels like such a fun button now. Knowing it gives me swift quickness. All right, let's read. Biochemist Smaz. That's a great Asura name. Smaz. My god, I just want to read in peace. Survey and Recon. Assigned to Sector 003, Marsh. Although I'm quite displeased with my reassignment from the lab crew umbrella to Survey and Recon, I've found my own pocket of joy in this dreary hellscape. My task is surveying the marsh, and while such an assignment is insulting to my certification from the College of Dynamics, this place is filled with several fascinating insect subspecies unique to the island. Moths the size of Doliacs. So they are just moths. They're not actually sky scales, because I was thinking it's quite weird to just have sky scales hanging out when it was such a big moment to have them on Tyria as a part of Dragonstorm, right? Coming from the mist. So they're just moths. Moths the size of Doliacs. Beetles with remarkably evolved growth patterns and social hierarchies. I suspect they've each been impacted by ambient magic from the Forge and other seer facilities. Despite being long abandoned, the seer essence is still potent, like a permanent bruise on the land. I've set up camp in a secure clearing to conduct some personal research in the interim. I do not have permission, of course, and I suspect my new crew leader would be irate if she knew that I was neglecting my survey duties to perform other tasks. However, I simply do not care. This biochemist is no foot soldier. You can keep me from my you can't keep me from my art's meal. And that's a weirder surname. So here we've got another renegade. I mean, that's really cool because it kind of typifies the Inquest in a lot of ways, right? To begin my research, I've retrieved a larva from the beetle gallery to the west of my position. Their system is quite impressive. The larvae let out a piercing screech, but thankfully the others were on a hunt and did not respond to the babe's call. I've submerged the specimen to the mixture of saline and just a touch of formaldehyde to observe before I begin further study. Right, okay, that was not interesting at all. Where is this going? Who cares? Do you know what? The more Arenanet dude stories about bugs where Goric isn't involved makes me think that they have a writer on the staff that just fucking loves bugs. And it was never really about that being a quirky thing about Goric and having a quirky character. It was just an excuse to write about bugs. I don't know what the fuck this is, but okay. I thought we were going to be getting Seer lore, but we're not, are we really? We're getting Inquest insights. Oh my god, they're still coming. can tell you one place where Arenanet are obviously not aligned with me, and that's their feeling on the fucking over aggro syndrome in the open world. Oh man, the fact that hit 4K, that was quite cool. By the way, our error mode for the stomp there was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss? Chef's kiss. Right. Now what does that marker that say there? Does it say Scholar of the Garden? I don't think it does. It ends in a H. But we got one there. So let's head over to that one. I may have to resort to Wiki regardless. Just because I might accidentally miss one of these icons somehow at some point, but we'll see. Clearly Goric is returning. I would love to see Goric in this story just because he's an Asura. There's actually been a shit ton of stories I feel like he could have fit into. This is the infested thicket with a goopy swamp. Those goopy noises that attach to the enemy abilities could just totally be put in the puddles of water as you wade through them, and I would so buy that. When you guys hear the updrafts, does it not always give you a tiny bit of nostalgia for Heart of Thorns? When I hear the updrafts, I don't know why this is like connected in my brain so strongly, but it makes me think of being in the guild hall decorating. Maybe it's because of the Lost Precipice. That's just an ambient sound that rolls through in the background. The whoosh, because there were quite strong wind sounds there. Maybe not. Okay, so yeah, we have one of these towers. We came here in the story. We grabbed the Mastery Insight. It looks like there's bouncing mushrooms. Oh, an Aging Seer Scroll. Hello. Exciting one. This is from Your Rall. Your Rall. Interesting. A lover or close friend or something? This is to the Doyen, so this is to Sidoni. I feel like I recognize the name Rawl. Do any of the lore hounds in chat want to help me out here? Was Rawl one of the brothers and sisters that we became familiar with that were following Ascension in the previous patch? Doyen. Do not weep for me. I chose this, to give my soul for the preservation of your great works, that your secrets may forever endure. It is more than this astrologer deserves. There can be no higher privilege, no greater honor. Our star is grown ascendant by your wisdom. This you know. I have read it for your eminence many times here in this tower. When I meet the All-Seer, I will carry with me the endless pride of having known and served you, my Doyen, my friend, my master of ages, my dearest Sidoni. Farewell. Your all. Okay, here's my interpretation of this. And I'd love to hear in the live chat. You guys want to give me yours? Fuck, I just looked to the right and saw again Chris's donation. Thank you again for that, dude. Here's my feeling with this. I'm beginning to wonder if everything of note that the Seers do, any big project, or even maybe some smaller projects, sacrifice is involved. That's the vibe I get. That they donate themselves into the project. They donate them pure altruism, purely striving for the balance of Tyria or the greater good of Tyria or whatever. I feel like sacrificing themselves is like a fundamental part of what they do. And so, Sidoni created this curse and this thing with the fog and the seneschals and everything, and it's all just to keep Asgarin out. But maybe the construction of all that stuff is a big enough project that sacrifices were demanded, and maybe Rawl is someone who gave themselves to that. See, he says, I chose this to give my soul, to sacrifice myself, for the preservation of your great works here on Castora. And it was a multi-pronged thing as well, wasn't it? They were hiding it from Isgarin, but also the Massart. After they, en masse, were going to hide themselves in the Bloodstone or whatever. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. And this is a person saying, yeah, I'm going for it. I'm doing it, which is a really, really... There's a lot of emotion and interesting story there. Maybe something else. So then in the second paragraph, there's this stuff about the star and the tower. And I still don't really know how astrology works in Guild Wars. Are dragon stars in the sky? Did the stars disappear when the dragons died? Did new stars appear when Arenanet sent? I don't know how. Is there a seer star? I have got no idea. But I guess this tower that we're standing next to was his, like, astrology's tower or whatever. Oh, I've been... Oh, look. Mnemonic Malenko says you've been here. Yeah. There you go. That's the POI. That's the... So this was his tower. This was where he watched the skies. And he's happy with the seers and what they did and what they are. That's my interpretation of the scroll. I don't know what you guys think. Hey, Cograth, thanks for the gift memberships. 5 gift members. That's amazing, dude. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. And Banjo is saying in chat as well. He resorted to whispering us. Viper says, I can see that. The rise of dumb search engines. I think SEO was already ruining search, let alone all the sponsored results. You miss gliding around, and you miss gliding around. Yeah, no, I think people will look. I think, isn't DuckDuckGo the king? It's very anonymous. It's very private. It's about as good as you can get. It's kind of the gold standard. I think Bing is all right as well. I actually learned last month, guys, about the Microsoft rewards and Microsoft points and stuff. I didn't realize they had that whole scheme going on where you can get free Amazon gift cards as long as you're just using Bing. And you check in each day and you get your little fucking coins and your puzzle pieces, and it's all really gamified. And it puts you into like a prize draw for like £1 million prize draw, or you can win like a car or something if you use Bing. Seriously. But I don't really use Bing. My only understanding, and I swear to God, a friend told me, what is this? The Folly of the Hermitage. A friend, I don't know. I've never done this. Only a friend has told me. I've heard from somewhere else. But I've heard that the thing Bing is really good for is pornography. But that I wouldn't know myself. I've never watched that. I've never searched for that sort of stuff. I've never, that's not Christian. That's not, what am I, an animal? But yeah, I think DuckDuckGo is quite good. The Tablet of Surrender. Penitent, embrace your punishment. Make manifest the guilt of your trespass. Through sacred self-castigation, the transgressive spirit may be reformed. In this place, pain is your tutor. It is your master. It is your delight. For there is no greater joy than the revelation of truths and the devotion of study. I don't know. I don't know what I make of this. Is this a part of, the people on their pilgrimage? They're going to ascend, and they've got to attain for their misdeeds in life, something like that, as they go? What the hell is this? Unwavering. It's got a skull on it. This is really cool. It really shows how much content is in the fucking game and in the map. And when I end up playing it off screen on my own in the evenings as I'm getting my AP, so my interest in AP has suddenly plummeted since I got to the 50k threshold. It's like, okay, I'm done with that now. I'm much less like hungry for it.
Yes, gaining on your knees.
So let me just see. When I burst now, will it echo? Come on, give me the block. I love sword offhand. If you can actually play it in a raiding build, it's so satisfying to get blocks with it. Because it's a big damage jump as well. There's a lot of burn on it. Bleed on it.
Defense, then offense.
See, we're re-sustaining mildly well. Where'd bit slow, to be honest, doing damage. We're a bit slow. Okay, so the POI for this is upstairs. I don't know. What do we make of this scroll? DuckDuckGo is decent. They're all kind of meh, though. Nothing compared to Google 10 to 15 years ago. I think I read that there's a thing you can do that locks Google into 10 to 15 years ago in terms of its search results. I think.
Adrenaline almost ready.
Oh no, I'm getting confused. I'm wrong. It's not that. I'm getting it confused with Wiki. There's a way to
Defense on your knees.
there's a way to set Wikipedia up so that it only shows you results from 10 to 15 years ago. And I've never done it, but I think people say the reason you should do it is because Wiki is like overly politicized now or something. Which, whether, you know, no matter what your politics or the politics of the day are, I think it's a valid concern. I don't know whether it's true. But I think you can lock it in place. Okay, and now it says it's below again. Oh no, it was... So that's the Chamber of Discipline. It's funny, this kind of reminds me of the areas in Bastion, you know? Where Saul was. Well, he partly was. The Altar of Energia. What is all of this? Oh my god, I cannot walk around with the pleasure of just not getting attacked. Well, whatever.
Spoils of battle.
Okay, next. Yeah, unwavering. There's clearly something you can do here. Twist the knife. Crustacean calamity. We got any more scholar things going on up here? None that I see.
Mine.
There's one up there to the very north. Let's go check that out. Oh my god, what the fuck is down here?
Another proud moment.
Into the cellar. Jump down the hole at the end mini dungeon in the Temple of Abnegation. Oh, look. Wow. Oh my, look at this place.
Yeah, Wayfinder. Isn't this place fantastic? And those creatures. I've been watching them for hours now. I suspect they're drawn to the magic in here. They don't have to compete with other prey. It's a feast for all. It's a feast all for them.
What is this place?
Some sort of reliquary or cellar? Look back there. The two in the back seem to be guarding something. They're a little territorial, but maybe if you presented them with magic.
I'd like to enter party mode.
Certainly. As a reminder, party mode is only visible to us and will not affect the moth's ability to see you.
While in party mode, you will only be able to see your own character model and party members. Yeah, if you have no one in your party, you'll only see yourself. Oh, this is like doing the Mad King's Clock Tower. Everyone else turns into wisps in here, do they? Oh, that makes me sad. It's empty in here. There's no one with us. Teleport to the point of your most recently acquired magic orb. So these are checkpoints. Oopsie. Hoppity hop. Oh, I can't tell you how much more how comfortable I am right now, guys. Having a bigger room that doesn't immediately heat up. A fan. What temperature is it right now as well? It is 21 degrees. I was boiling in 21 degrees in the other room. I think as well because the window was under direct sunlight. Oh, look at the moths everywhere. Oh my god, they're cool. I think I've gotten to the point with jumping puzzles where I don't really expect them to blow my mind or reinvent the wheel anymore that much. But I'm still enjoying them, you know, just... So there's 2 moths here. Munching moths. Complete the Temple of Abnegation jumping puzzle. Neva has been fed. Should I feed Sol? Neva and Sol have been sated. You may now interact with the chest and claim your reward. Interesting names. Neva and Sol. Sun and moon? Well, not really, right? It would be solar and lunar. Or Solaria and Lunaria, as we know from the rings. Man, do you know what I'd fucking love? Screw coin collecting. Imagine if you could get a real life collection, actual metal, right, of Guild Wars 2 Ascended coins. Look at these fucking things. Look at these. I love these coins. I got a whole set. They're all attuned and infused. Wouldn't that be amazing to be like, like if I knew how to do metalworking, right? Oh, that would be so cool. Screw Guild Wars 2 cooking. Guild Wars 2 metalworking. Hey guys, check it out. Today I'm gonna make Adalburn's Royal Signet Ring. I think I've become a script, guys. I'm just into shiny shit. Neighbor and Soul does track for Sun and Moon. Oh, this means neighbor, does it? Neighbor? Imagine having to do a forest of those horrifying mounts like the one with the ugly big eyes. Oh, yeah, they should. Yeah, exactly. They should have threw that into Nyos. Well, we're getting stuff done. I'm surprised that wasn't a special. Actually, I bet, guys, when that ticks down to about 80 days remaining, a new objective will appear on here, and it will be complete the jumping puzzle. Complete these cursed halls achievement. What is that one? Maybe we should do that before the end of the episode as well. These cursed halls? Oh, that overwrote my achievements. So let's turn that off for a second. Okay, Scholar of the Garden. Let's keep going. We're over halfway done. We were going to head... So is that it? Unwavering? Did I do Unwavering? Let's go up here to the Sanctum Exterior.
Inquest won't be sneaking
Oh, I feel
into the
I'm so much more relaxed now.
It's a relief that this area is safe with us.
Agreed. Think we should set up more defenses on the perimeter?
Don't be too cocky. Commander, you won't believe all these fancy weapons the Inquest have left lying around. Look at us.
No, I think I would. The instance you're in is closing. The instance you're in is closing. The jumping puzzle is popular because it's linked to an armor piece. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, so you can find the piece, the token, right? And then that lets you get the armor piece. That's good, yeah. See, stuff like that, again, I think they're all good formats. And I think Arenanet should just keep going with that. And, do you think they're going to do like a double announcement? Or even imagine a triple announcement, guys. Imagine in 90 days, the next patch comes out, maybe 2-3 weeks after the patch, right? And there's and no one knows what the fuck's going on. You haven't heard anything about the next mini-expac. You haven't heard anything about Project Tyria. You haven't heard anything about Reforged for a while as well. And suddenly, there's a blog post and they're like, hey, it's Arenanet Day. And there's 3 guys in some video. And they're like, hi, I'm the game director for Guild Wars 2. I'm the game director for Project Tyria. I'm so sorry about the accent. And I'm the project director for Guild Wars Reforged. And they have a triple announcement. And all 3 come out. Oh. I'm dreaming, aren't I? Do you guys want some of what I'm smoking? I'm not actually smoking anything. I'm just inhaling it through the window. Isn't the anniversary? Yeah, exactly. The anniversary's around then. They'll do it for the anniversary. They won't leapfrog. Like as I proposed in an earlier stream, they might leapfrog. You know, a Guild Wars 2 expansion 1 year, and then a Project Tyria thing another. I think it would be quite the thing is, what we all have to try to remember, right, is presumptively, if a Project Tyria is being made, presumptively, that's a totally different team of totally different devs with totally different gameplay philosophies and expertise with the engine that's being used and everything, right? They are their own siloed group. Presumptively, Arenanet are no longer pilfering talent from one team to the next, right? So, if they announce a Project Tyria, It therefore shouldn't have to have anything to do with the output of the current Guild Wars 2 team and the current Guild Wars 2 team's ability to do yearly mini-X packs. It shouldn't have anything to do with it because the game is to have both teams as separate areas of the studio. That's the whole that's the juggling that we're all hoping that they want to achieve, right? So a Project Tyria announcement shouldn't mean squat. And they don't have to leapfrog, therefore. If they figured out how to do yearly mini-X packs, then I think what Arenanet might see is if they finally get to the point where Project Tyria guys are ready to go with a bankable project, there's only so much money the community is willing to give per year, right? And there will be overlap in that community between the two projects. So maybe they say, okay, we can justify doing it every other year now. We'll do a mini-X pack every other year. That gives us time to flesh out the mini-X pack more, create a more coherent story, put more maps in and stuff like that. And at the same time, we're not asking for too much cash, right? Because people might not want to spend $50 on Guild Wars 2 and $50 on Guild Wars 3 / Project Tyria / Guild Wars Reforged every year, because then you're asking for $150 per year. Do you get what I mean? The market now, even though your devs can work at that pace, the market will not meet that pace. So it's in their best interest to slow down. But keep the quality there. Just use that time to hit a bar of quality and give your devs a work-life balance, right? As soon as they got Project Tyria rolling, that's like the dream. Or as far as my layperson, as far as I see it as a layperson. Okay, I'm fucked. I thought we saw an icon here. For scholars of the scholars. But now I don't see it. Is it because we're too high? Let's just go down, I guess. So on balance, I still think I'm a bit of a believer in the leapfrogging. Okay, I'm assuming it's like... Oh, that's an invisible wall. We probably have to go into this temple. Through this goop. Which is kind of scary. Oh, I can't go through the goop. Huh. I'm very happy with the mastery point requirements here. I'm nowhere near it, which is good. That means I get to actually engage with the system and think about it and grind on it at some point in my life. But there's no way in there. Down? Oh, here we go. Here's a way in.
Commander, I'm sorting through the rubble for
Oh, we're back near where we were a minute ago. Up here? This is where the little Sears side story took place. In the oh, we want to go into that chamber in the open world, in the instance. You want to read it to leapfrog games, yet you can't even do it yourself? I know, what a fraud I am. What a fraud. You so want stellar radiance, but you don't know if you'll actually get another 6.5 million karma. Yeah, it's a big karma sink, isn't it? I still haven't looked at what it fucking looks like. I will look into that. It's got to be here. There you go. Edgevity's journal on a big bed. Can I ask you guys a question? Have you ever slept on a bed like this? I've never slept on a bed like this. My impression is these are only in like brothels. Or I want to use the word bordello. I don't really know what a bordello is, but I'm going to say it. And bordellos and like romantic getaways and stuff. I don't know what it is about a round bed that means love or good bed for sex. I guess it's just fancy. Beds that don't have right angles are like beds that don't tessellate and slot into furniture well in small places. They're the kind of beds that rich people use because their houses are too big to fill the space, you know. Angels2 Online says, I've slept on a couch like this. A couch like that? How do you sit on a couch like that? You just don't get to hang your legs? It looks cozy. I don't know. To me, cozy is like when a bed is in a corner and you can snuggle right up against the wall. This just feels... I don't know. Well, I would probably like it. Anyway, what does this guy say? Ah, he's a mist traveler. The mists are as wondrous as I recall from my last delve through the veil. Now, remember the term the veil is what Isgarin referred to the magical membrane he erected around Tyria to hide it from demonic eyes. The World Spire creates the veil. That's the only term, the only time. And again, let me know if you guys think my lore is wrong, because it could be. That's the only usage of the word veil that I know or that I'm familiar with. Equal parts disturbing and inspiring, even for one as experienced as I. One can never... So does that mean... Well, I guess, sorry to finish the thought. Does that mean that this is kind of a new recollection? Or did the seers create a veil long ago? One could never predict what horrors or treasures lie at the end of the ever-shifting astral causeways. I've asked Terse, that sounds like I've forgotten. On the odd occasion we cross paths in Stellis Quor. Fuck, what was Stellis Quor? I know that word, but I don't know why I know that word. I'm going to wiki. Let's remind ourselves what Stellis Quor is. Wasn't that the name of an old Masart town? Wasn't that another old... Stellis Quor. Stellis Quor is a seer settlement with notable conservatories and bastions, where the seer's finest crafters and arcane practitioners studied and taught students. When the Elder Race's alliance was taking shape, the seer Doi and Sidoni approved several of the Masart's brightest and most illuminated minds to study in Stellis Quor. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a seer city that the Masart copied. Yeah. And the Masart were inspired by its architecture when constructing Aparvim. That's right, Aparvim was the first Masart city that we've never visited. Yeah, I remember. We heard about Stellis Quor when it's in the little ghostly dialogue up here in this town. That's cool, that's interesting. Do you guys think that the final patch is going to be Stellis Quor? If they had any inkling of how their people traverse the unpredictable expanse between Tyria and whether their kind... Sorry, let me read it again. I've asked Terse, on the odd occasion we cross paths in Stellis Quor, if they had any inkling of how their people traverse the unpredictable expanse between Tyria and whether their kind hailed from, and wherever their kind hailed from. Sadly, I am no stranger to four-armed shrugs, though perhaps it was unfair to burden them with such ponderances. My serpentine friend is a diplomat and an entertainer, after all, not whatever equates to an artificer for their kind. Interesting. Arenanet have expertly circled the intriguing question of what about the Forgotten here without actually defining anything. So this guy just shrugs. Does he shrug because he doesn't give a fuck? Does he shrug because he doesn't know? Does he shrug because he is hiding that information as a diplomat? Here we have a seer asking the Forgotten how the other Forgotten traveled the mists. Where did they come from? These are really cool, geeky questions that I want to know the answers to. But I digress. My current journey has not been without stimulating company of its own. I recently came to rest in a small pocket adrift in the chaos, sheltered beneath a large coiling tree. Verdant, strange flora crowding a small, crystal clear pool that stretched endlessly deep. Appeared endlessly deep. Naturally, I began to sketch my surrounds when I felt the brush of a presence against my conscious mind. This one's really good. It asked what I was doing, so I humoured it, offering to show my artwork. It was then a second presence made itself known, and it was clear I had stumbled onto something of a private retreat, or a feeding ground. Together, their rather pale and striking features emerged behind the tree trunk that surrounded the clearing in which I sat. Oh, I'm glad they said Nyos here, because I was thinking it's like Nyos. Nyos has that tree there, remember? And we were talking about it being like the pale tree. In fact, it has a fuck ton of them. Not the blighted pillar. The lamented courtyard. Mossins. This is like early Nyos, I guess. The tree of many faces, maybe? This is amazing! Together, they're rather pale, and we're getting a sense of the cryptis before they got absolutely fucked. And striking features emerged behind the tree trunk that surrounded the clearing in which I sat. Nyosins, demons, best as I could discern. One, smaller, hovering off the ground with several tentacle-like appendages, twisting and coiling beneath their torso. Meanwhile, the other one towered above me, nearly tall enough for their horn to pierce the tree's canopy. To my surprise, the smaller one accepted my offer, while the other loomed above, watching. It's really creepy. I love the way this was written. After a brief introduction, I spent what felt like days explaining my technique, color theory, and even interpretation, never having met beings so enthralled by fancies and craft. The smaller one, there you go, it is Mossin. Right, my memory of this is that Mossin was like the artist or some shit, and when Mossin or like the Naosian or the Cryptis of like culture, and when she got eaten by Eparch, right, or something. She got destroyed or banished or eaten, and once Mossin was gone, that was it. They lost all capacity for true art and creativity. It was just got like parts of their society were being eaten and devoured away. Am I right? Am I wrong? Fuck, Arenanet, you're asking me to remember precise details from 3 years ago. This is exactly what I don't enjoy. It's fallen out of my head. Ah. But that's what I think that is. Did Kanaksai kill Mossin? Oh, you're right. Yeah, Kanaksai assassinated Mossin. That was the thing, wasn't it? And this all happened before we got there. The smaller one, Mossin. So who was the taller one? Held my chalk sticks in her long webbed hands. Was she like a little spidery thing? Her opalescent skin, I guess if you have webbed hands, it doesn't mean you're spinning webs. Her opalescent skin shimmering to match each color, as if she was searing every hue into her memory, her being. Her fellow thanked me for letting them borrow the colors. I explained that the act of creating art belonged to no one and everyone. You can't eat it or devour it, which is sort of what I guess they think in terms of. The look he gave me, it was as if he'd seen his first sunlit horizon. He hungered for meaning. This is so well written. We've got the word hunger in there. For the comfort it appeared to bring him. Eventually, I took my leave, unharmed. The colour of their gratitude painted on my very consciousness. I could sense their lingering hunger, the way their eyes tracked my own. But even then, something about our exchange had satiated them for the moment. Is it possible that there's more to the denizens of Nyos than we've been told? A rumination for another journey, perhaps. Amazing. I choose to believe that that was, the Tree of Many Faces, and it was... That's cool. Some deep history with the Nyos. Some talk about fucking forgotten mist traveling. Amazing. Oh my god. Love it. That's Edvig's journal. We got any other journals? There's one over here. Let's go to that one. Looking at these. Goals log, Milor's journal. We're going to get another journal, a tablet. Those who watch sounds quite intriguing as well. Right. Get on our Wave Hawk. Expansion worthy. You think Febe is the tallest one? The tall one? They did talk about Febe being really tall, right? And his like head brushing the top of the temple and stuff. Speaking of a launcher, says March, Arenanet should definitely have a joint Guild Wars launcher. Yeah, fucking right they should. Though I don't know how it works. When you launch the game via Steam, do you get their little launcher? They shouldn't just have a shared launcher. They should have shared infrastructure. If they can do it. If there's money there. If NCSoft have been showering them with cash and all that's been going on. I would love to be able to add the Guild Wars 1 Spud Club as a guild. Like one of my Guild Wars 2 guild slots should be for my Guild Wars 1 guild / alliance. There should be integrated chat between them. When I open my friends list, I should see that someone is, you know, in alliance battles right now. I should be able to right click them and click join on, and it fucking boots the Guild Wars 1 client and loads me in there. So if I see that my buddies are GVGing in Guild Wars 1 at the moment, well, I don't know how to get in there, but I do know how to TP to a friend, and there's a commander in there, so fuck it. Whoopsie, not that. I don't know how to TP to a friend. Right? Integration between the games. I'm serious. And when I'm playing Project Tyria, he's not taking any damage. When I'm playing Project Tyria, I should be able to see when my raiding buddies are raiding in Guild Wars 2, or when a meta event chain is happening. Break the Vex Guardian's Defiance bar.
I ask again, cease its function.
Oh, there you go. Break it.
On your knees. We are stronger. Quickly.
Oh, we can hit him now. No, Commander. Oh, he went down. Sorry, I should have raised him.
Almost there.
The reliquaries
Break it again. Oh, it didn't trigger. I'm a bit scared being on longbow.
Then off. On your knees.
So I use on my knees, I burst, and I use...
Satisfactory work, novice artificer. The remaining reliquaries are safe, thanks to you.
Okay.
Time to strike.
Those who watch. When our watch ends, theirs begins. Oh, this is about the little golem guys, right? Gardesano, the first artificer. Ubaldeska, the forge maestro. Luce, the spell sower. Isvano, the sacred arms weaver. Caligero, the first elder. Rule, the Doyen's guard. No, it's not. We're talking about other seers. They are what? They are one of the many, but not all. Guida Eterni Ero. Oh, no, I understand what it is. These guys all became the All-Seer. They're all the avatars that you fight in the meta event. They're the people that make up the All-Seer. Which, yes, they sacrifice themselves to... And the All-Seer is there to keep the Massar and Isgarin away from this place. So, yeah.
I like it.
Alright. They're the one of the many, but not all. They gave themselves to this place. Oh, and by the way, that thing, the theory, someone dropped a comment and said that thing about the Char that was going to study the dwarves, but then Arar Path 5 never got made, so you don't get to see it. And his name is the same as this seer name. The theory is that that is a seer. That he was just hiding. Just like how, like, Mabon as a Massart was hiding among the Mesmer Collective for years. Or Isgarin hid. But the thing is, he's in the All-Seer, isn't he? So I don't quite know how that works. Castoran Chasebreaker and Historian Minna's doing stuff. We actually tagged the end of that before, if you guys remember. There's another Scholar of the Garden at the end of the jumping puzzle. Let's go check that one out. Oh, look, we're in combat. What a surprise.
Adrenaline rising.
What a coinky dink. So, but hold on. This is like a mini All-Seer in here? This is, what about the one... Does it move? Does the statue move throughout the course of the adventure? The meta, sorry. Are there multiple All-Seers in here? Viper says, I think everyone would be happy to see Tybalt come back, but now that the VA is dead, no one would be happy. And he's from Launch Guild Wars 2. WP, you must recall everything like yesterday. It's weird. Some things I recall very well, and other things, they go in one ear, out the other. And it's kind of tricky in that way. Yeah, that's quite sad. I think I remember that news. That's an interesting point about Project Tyria, right? There'd be a lot of members of the cast now. It would feel quite revitalized in that way. It's like the old guy. There was an old guy that did a really lot of amazing voices at launch that I get all nostalgic and warm and bubbly when I listen to. The old ghost that speaks to you as you do Sharkmoor Caverns. His voice actor died years ago. And it's just sad. It's like, man, we're never going to hear this again. He was quite an old guy. And now we've got Tybalt's joined him, I guess. That's the kind of phone app they should have made. Something to chat with people in game without being in game. Like, how's your world versus world server doing? Yeah, and TP flipping and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I believe in it. And I believe in it as an app and / a launcher. I think that would be very, very, very fucking cool. If they're going to actually... I mean, look, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves too much here, all right? But yeah, in the dream scenario where they're going to juggle 3 projects at once... I mean, that is fantastic. That is incredible. And I think, yeah, some kind of unified launcher for that is totally fair. I know that launchers do annoy people, though, as well, you know. As long as they don't try to be Steam or whatever, right? And it's not clearly just a transparent... But if it's actually about integrating social features between their games, I mean, who wouldn't want that? Like, I have a comment in Discord 2 days ago of someone saying, hey, WP, can I join the Guild Wars 1 Spud Club? And I'm sitting there like, oh, sorry, man, but I haven't logged into GW1 in like 9 months. I can only assume it's dead as fuck. Hope it's not, but I'm sad to think it's dead as fuck. I'm sad to think that people logged in with Reforged a few months ago now, and they were like, well, fucking no point staying here. But if they were integrated, if it was integrated into Guild Wars 2 where it's all visible all the time, that would be awesome, you know? So I don't really see where this Scholar of the Garden is. I'm going to turn on the mini-map icons. So we can be a bit more precise here. Surely, we've probably got to go in the room, right? That's got to be what it is. Thrumming Faceted Shadowstone. I seek an impressive staff. Oh shit, I just spawned an event. Oh, that was you asking about Guild Wars 1. Yeah, I think I'm not the only one that has control over it at the moment. But anyway, look, that's all going to be immaterial because tomorrow we're playing Reforged. We're back, guys, tomorrow. Get your characters ready. Get your character slots ready. I'll probably do a longer premiere. I'll probably set up the premiere, you know, with a longer roll-in. It's not going to be in the afternoon because I'm going to Specsavers, but in the evening, certainly. Probably around the same time I start today. Probably. The tablet is worn and barely legible. An intricate carving of the seneschal's shackles border on the edges. You can identify one name, although it looks like someone attempted to scratch it off. Gardesano, the first artificer. So is Gardesano's soul within the seneschal? So it looks like there's 3 secrets of the garden choices in this central area here. So let's go. Open architecture. Oh, is the way in and under? I've gone underwater to see if there's like deep roots into these places many times this patch, and there never has been. This one seems quite tough. Oh, come on. No? Skimmer's never got updraft. Is it down here? This is where we want to go. This place is fucking crazy. There's so many rooms here. Wow. Very impressed. Oh, this is in the room that we did this. The Artificer's Directive. My pride, my people, for you I leave my instructions, my wishes, and my words of affirmation. There are few among my stewards that can truly thread the weave of magic that flows through this place, that possess the knowledge of creation as you do. Perhaps that is why I chose to impart to you and some of your siblings a spark of mortal pathos. In part, to see if it could be done, but also in knowing that it would be imperative for your role at the Forge. This is from Garda Sano. As this chapter of my life comes to a close, my hope is that you will one day come to appreciate the act of creation and the value of congregation. It is a shortcoming of many seers, I have noticed, to attempt to carry the most lofty burdens of our elevated society on their solitary shoulders, becoming islands unto themselves, like vlogs. Put those ideas far from your mind, my people. For I say, whether by mortal hand or machine, we cannot make the future alone. Lean on the other stewards, on future artificers, and build things that fill you with the same satisfaction I feel looking at you now. There will be times that you will falter, as we all do, but you will also learn and grow, and if you have followed my advice, you will have done so together. It was all about the togetherness and the congregations. Very charming. No longer alone there's an achievement here. Infiltration, improvisation. Oh god, there's one in here called Moth Enthusiast. The proof will be in the pudding about the API. Once I get this last thing, if it turns all the icons off at that point. I can obviously manually do it as well to start clearing the map. It's funny how much just seeing these icons here and now having beaten the main story so I don't feel like I'm in a rush has motivated me to just explore the map. Here we go, Melior's journal in this destroyed room. The Inquest have messed with. It looks like they've just grabbed a wisp or something over here and like caged it up. Skimmers do have updrafts. It's just the same master as the ley lines. It's just fiddly, I guess. Oh, I see. Your theory is that the updrafts were placed a bit too high for the mount to catch into them. Ah. Intentional. A poignant occasion today. One I wish to reflect on in less crowded surrounds. As I sit beneath the boughs of the Deepwood, this is to be my final record before I leave Castora. I still remember my first day. I had assumed my position at the Forge in a little over a week after walking the Pilgrim's Path and passing the trials of Divitium Nava in the High Temple. Oh, so you ascended and then came to work here. Is this, who's Melior again? One of the people in the Allseer now. My younger siblings stood by as I stood in the initiation circle, eyes veiled by various shades of pride and envy as they observed in the pageantry. They had been given the distinct honour of joining me on the island while I worked. It was my patron's wish for me to watch over them as were he to perish. The great worms of this world saw to that. Oh god, eaten by an elder dragon. I love that they call them the great worms, you know, they have their own terms for these things. Almost immediately, Sidonia enlisted me to take inventory of the restricted armoire, a menial task, often assigned to the newly initiated, but I never minded the work. The armories were... Am I saying that correct? Armoires? Were peaceful, quiet. A place I could often retreat for self-reflection. Man, this all reminds me of the shit with Dada, right? Don't forget, there's still a Massat out there. That day, I recall taking in the Tor's Kalair with fresh eyes. The massive sword was one of the first sacred implements cast by our kind. Tor's Kalair? Is that the name of one of the new legendaries? But it's called a sword. One of the first sacred implements cast by our kind, long before my time, and had humbled many a giant in the endmost years of the previous age. What? What is all of this? This is quite cool. The Giganticus Lupicus, you mean? They forged some crazy fucking legendary sword? Like the Scepter of Ore, like Ancora? Dude, if there's a note here that says the Scepter of Ore was made literally here, I'd be so happy about that. Or you think, is the Shining Blade? You think it might be the Shining Blade? That's true as well. It could be their own name for it. Its blade edge was enchanted as such that it could pierce and cut through intraplanar space. Oh my god, it also sounds a bit like Eternity. Not dissimilar to the ethereal fold from which our current foes come and go. In the time after, the Tors Kalel was displayed throughout our star, ultimately finding rest here. It was displayed throughout our star. Oh god, this is getting very Heidelin-esque, isn't it? The blade was finally showing its age, last I saw it. It would have been made for a promising restoration were I not on my way to the Bastions. Still, not every artifact residing in the vault has been a testament to our mastery. A few cast-offs were kept as reminders, lessons. And though I would not openly critique the Doyen's works, much of them were made before my time. The creation of the twin staves, there it is, was fraught with missteps and impossible expectations. So wait, Sidoni made the Scepter of Ore. There's a suggestion there, right? That Sidoni made the Scepter of Ore and the Staff of Mists. And that they were considered cast-offs. Is that why they were given away? Oh my god, it's still going. Perhaps that is why I prefer to categorize Legavo and Mulmund, sorry, I should use their real names, right, as a part of Sidoni's earlier collection. And to our Doyen's credit, he allows his mistakes to be archived and to be accessed by his fellows. It shows measured growth and humility that his predecessor lacked. Sidoni's predecessor lacked humility, eh? Oh, this is good. The cast-offs of Ancora were destroyed. Oh, we're getting like the actual history. We're getting an ordering of the timeline. Right, so you had some guy before Sidoni who made Ancora. After he stepped down, perhaps was forced down, I don't know, Sidoni was the Doyen. And Sidoni oversaw the creation of Mulmund and Legavo. But even those two were deemed not great. And then we have another generation here now. A practice Sidoni believes unnecessary and perhaps unhelpful. Of course, there are the vestiges of the present. My first exemplars are the Dorat Fine, I don't know what that is, made it into the armoire. An exquisite set of 5 blades woven to pierce the gilded armor of the Massart and shatter their various enchantments. Now that sounds like the Shining Blade. Do you think he made the Shining Blade? I don't know if any of the writers are out there, but you guys doing a good job with this shit. And yeah, I actually don't have this one from Gen 2. It's such a fucking cool sword, that, by the way. No, I was wondering if it was made up of 5 pieces. But I don't think that's quite right, is it? What is made of 5? Exordium? Was that 5 different forms? Is it Bolt that I'm thinking of? There's a big ass sword in the construct area that fits the build for the sword here. Oh, really? Is that okay? It's cool. It's like, it makes me think of Zomoros too, you know, in his forge and his legendaries, right? I can't remember anymore. Is he forging them? When you fight Kadim 1, that's the forge. It's called the Mystic Forge, right? But he's more just distributing trinkets, really, isn't he? Isn't he just taking them and distributing them? Is he actually making shit? I don't think he is he? I can't remember what the story is there. And how did... So did the Jinn come here at some point and collaborate in making their forges based on what the Seers did? That'd be cool if there was a little bit of dialogue about that. Hey, let me read that again. Of course, there are the vestiges of the present. My first exemplars of Dorat Fine made it into the armoire. An exquisite set of 5 blades woven to pierce the gilded armor of the Massar and shatter their various enchantments. To have received the Doyen's praise for this work is a great honour, and they will serve as my lasting contribution to our craft. I would only ask for the time to weave more, were it possible. One for every maestro on the front lines. But as Castora empties, so must I. Oh, it's so sad and melancholic. Who are the maestros? The maestros on the front lines? Like, they're embroiled in the war? At last, as I complete this final record as artificer of the forge, I admit a lingering regret. When I was first assigned to the task to tend the restricted armoires, Leisure begged me to bring her along. Was Leisure one of the... Is that the crying seer from before? But I chose to adhere to the dictums of our predecessors, those who founded this sacred place. I thought my younger sister would come to appreciate the precedent and privilege of our traditions when it was her turn to undergo Divitium Nava, but that was torn from us, from her in the end. She never spun pure ley magic at the forge. She never saw the armoires. I wish I'd shown her. Is she the one crying because after one of her siblings ascended, she'd never see them again, and now we see from the other side? Clobjarn? Clobjarn is 5? Oh no, Clobjarn's 6. Yeah, Clobjarn was a good candidate as well because it was multiple pieces. That's fucking cool. I kind of want to see the big ass blade now somewhere.
Good timing, Commander. Help me secure this inquest cache.
Is it in here
Then we'll
somewhere?
take whatever we can and hinder their little mission.
Man, it's such a crazy thing that Karnak is using the forge in that story instance. There wasn't even any dialogue really around it. Scholar of the Garden. So we missed one. It's called Gull's Discovery Log. And since it's the first, I assume it's somewhere early in the map. I no longer know where it is, unless it's there. I think this is the last one that we didn't go to. Savior of the Gwildel. Oh, all this content.
Welcome, Artificer.
I've got a bunch of laundry getting blown by a fan at the moment on my right because I'm trying to get smoke damage out of it, stopping it all stink of smoke. I know that sounds crazy because the fire was in the middle of March. That's how fucking bad it is. Remember, what's my advice to you guys? 1, have a go bag. 2, close all the internal doors and windows. That's my advice to you if and when you have a fire. Oh, I just fucking flew past it. Anyway, because it's blowing the laundry, I keep thinking someone's walking around right next to me. Because it's like a shirt that's blowing in that way.
To build a quarry here of all places.
There's a fucking Lagos!
I ponder how much magic the seers had at their disposal.
Hello? When are you going to get your story? See? Like, think about the Lagos guys, right? Just for a second, think about this shit. Do you think they're going to do a Guild Wars 3 / Project Tyria? Abandon Guild Wars 2? Guild Wars 2 will never have a Dominion of Winds. Guild Wars 2 will never take us to the Lagos city. Let alone all that other stuff. No way! No fucking way! I think that Arenanet are nerds just like we are, and they're excited to see that in this game just like we are. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be proved to be wrong. This is just such a fun rampy build, you know. Building the might, building the fields, building the adrenaline, building the condi damage. Building the motivation. Oh my god, bro, those. What the fuck? That's weird, I just got a boar bristle from killing a jellyfish. Hello again, Wayfinder. In this moment of respite, I can't but marvel at the wonder of this place. What we see is but a ripple of what once was. She recognizes me? She knows me? She's calling me a Wayfinder. Oh, is she the one from the court? Councillor Goal is a Largus and a member of the Astral Ward. Yeah, okay. We first met her at the Bastion of Balance. That makes sense why she's here. So what? And her diary is here somewhere? Her discovery log. Oh. No, I haven't finished the achievement. Goal's discovery log. Why is it no longer marked on my map? She's speaking! No! Oh, what? Oh, fuck. Well, she was muted because I muted it because of Gridlock. Is she underwater? Did I get it already? I just need to finish the event here? Ah, okay. Quickly, the ley lines are hemorrhaging magic. We must mend and reconnect them. Okay. I'll unmute. She's talking a lot.
Might makes me right.
Where do you want me to take it? So I pick it up. Do I glide into a ley line somewhere? Oh no, there's deposit buttons here. Okay.
Adrenaline rising.
Wow, that sound effect. The problem is, she doesn't have the cool accent. What accent was the original Lagos accent? It's like the Tengu. The Tengu had the badass fucking samurai accent. And now they just sound like Americans. So what happened, man?
Give me something to hit.
And these guys had like, I don't even know how to describe it. What was it?
Quickly.
But I've got hiccups. It's a 2-part event chain. This event is an interesting variation. Fuck, am I going to get screwed because the meta is about to start? I only have 1 minute 20 till the meta begins. There we go, we done east. And a lot of these maps, they just shut the events down now. I had a problem when I was achievement hunting. Oh shit, it's over here. I had a problem when I was achievement hunting in the core VOE maps, where they
Tribune, what is the state of the forge? Inquest haven't locked down, but that's a fight I can win with my claws trimmed. Why? The artificers had a safeguard in case their creations lashed out. It was called the Light of the Forge Masters. Perhaps it will allow us to damage the All-Seer. Sounds like a solution. Thou cast into my every sense. I cannot fight with you, but I can cast a portal to get you into the forge. On my signal, I will instruct from afar.
I'm going to beat it in 2 seconds. Because 3, 2, 1. Meanwhile, meta is on 2, 1.
Mended the weak lines.
Okay.
Next, we must realign those that are skewed. Reposition the crystals that can redirect.
Seize control of the 3 forge chambers. Get the structure secured, and will cast the Light of the Forge Masters.
What are you talking?
Make haste.
Stand in the highlight area with a crystal to tune the ley line. Hey, new mechanic. But what? I can't fight while it's doing this, so I need to just survive. So we'll stay on F3 then. Oh, the Inquest are not happy with this. Throw the crystal to prevent it from rupturing. This is a cool little setup. This should have been in the game years ago. Right? Oh, fuck. Did I fuck it up?
Time to strike.
This could have been used all over the place. Oh, look at it filling up really quickly. Oh, did we do it? Okay, so that was like a little...
Keep them out of the forge, or I'll assign you to Project 538.
It was like a little testy test. Oh, I can use the survivalist cache to stealth. Oh my god, the mastery is useful. I love the UI and everything. My god, YouTube has so many ads, it's infuriating. Yeah, I'll tell you what, again, I'm not very app-based, but I looked at the YouTube app, weirdly enough, right after the eBay app. And I was amazed by how many fucking ads are on YouTube on mobile. How many of you guys are watching me on mobile right now? Because I have to say, I never use YouTube mobile, never. And it blew my fucking mind. I have premium as well, by the way. It blew, but I just think I might not have been logged in or something on the app. It fucking blew my mind. And yeah, you can now get, there's a new thing, YouTube Premium Lite. Which again, if you have if you have like Google One or Google AI or whatever it's called, you get Premium Lite for free now as well. I don't know whether my channel gets a kickback from that or what, but anyway.
We persevere.
Need to rest.
I know, hang in there.
Forge the way.
Hang in there, Natalie. Believe me, Natalie, this is your last chance to find a disco. Ready. Something Soho. Go. Hey, thanks for the donation. James Shies, thanks very much. Of £10, consider this an apology for spamming Dreamer projectiles on you one time during a Chuck Gerrand stream back in HOT. Sorry to hear about the fire, mate. Oh my god, dude, what? That's hilarious. I can promise I have no memory of that at all. None whatsoever. Did I get really salty and angry about it, did I? Oh, I'm trying to do the Gerrand and you're spamming the Dreamer. Oh, I have to mute the game now. I do always mute when people run over and like not necessarily the Dreamer, but like instruments and stuff. I nearly always just mute player volume. Bit harder now with the Troubadour thing. But yeah, no, that's fine. I don't mind at all. That's a blast from the past, though. That's very cool. I love those Gerrand streams back when it was hard, right?
I suspect it was connected to a deep well of ley magic, drained by the seers to power their forge and rituals. You are welcome to read my findings. When I first arrived, I mapped the lake for my land-bound associates.
Amazing, thank you, Goal. So here you go, Goal's findings. That's it. The achievement is complete, and now when we look at the map, oh no, they're still there. My API might not be set up right now, or Timey HUD might not be set up just yet, but those icons should disappear really. Peculiarities cited of the quarries and waterways. Ley spring of various sizes, including a particularly impressive one due south of the Temple of the Blessed Mantle. Hydrothermal vents, implying a source of immense pressure beneath the quarry. Impressive pipework, spreading magic throughout the various seer structures. Numerous sunken architectural components. A variety of aquatic creatures that seem to be thriving despite the high concentration of magic in the water. Even my senses are challenged here. Right. So, there is this matter of some lore, apparently good lore, once you've done the heart 10 times. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. Leave me your comments if you want to see me do this stuff, right? Because I think it might be fun. What, sacking the Inquest and Savior of the Gwildel and Unwavering and the Uplift and Infiltration Improvisation and Moth Enthusiast. These are all little quests as far as I'm concerned. They're all little stories, all little experiences. And frankly, having these icons here like this, the tech it's set up, I feel like they should be native to the game. Because it's cool and it shows people how much content Arenanet have made, right? If you want to see this, let me know, right? We're going to do Reforged tomorrow. We're going to do Reforged over the weekend, Monday. We're going to keep going. I don't know how long it will be because I don't know how quickly we run out of content to talk about, right? But I'm going to do Reforged for the next 3, 4, 5 days at least, right? But after that long weekend, if people are really still excited about VOE, drop your comments, and I'm happy to come back to this, and we can stream more. And if there's more lore, more quality, more things to see, we can roll with it. Just let me know where you're at with that, and yeah, it will be a real novelty for me to be covering both Guild Wars 1 and 2 at the same time. And of course, there are lots of elements of the events and things we haven't seen yet.
You're here. Isgarn and I are coordinating alliance teams from this camp.
Look, this map is closing in 30 seconds. There's no way this meta is going to finish.
Members around camp and
the Killers, 2 streams right? Yeah, it's because I started listening to them after I mentioned it yesterday. And that song is on the same album we were talking about. My favorite song of theirs, by the way, is not actually from their early albums. You guys can go listen to it. It's Tyson versus Douglas. That's my favorite song, and it's a song about when Mike Tyson lost. If you guys don't know the story, he had won like 47 fights in a row. 47 in a row. And he like busted people up. People were scared of him. He was like the true like fucking monster of the sport. 47 in a row. And there was a big fight where like there was like a show match that he was supposed to do against a complete nobody, basically. Buster Adams Douglas, I think his name was. No one even took bets on the fight, right? You couldn't even place bet. I think there was one like bookings agency in Vegas that took bets on the fight, and it was 45-1 for Douglas to win. No, it was just a little show match before like the main champion bout, like the next weekend or something. And Tyson was scary. Mike Tyson was very, very scary. But this guy, Buster Douglas, he had got into boxing because of his mom, and his mom had trained him or something, and she died like a week before the fight. And he vowed he wanted to win the fight for his mum, and no one believed it or cared. And so there was this reigning champ that absolutely terrified everyone. This guy got into the ring with Mike Tyson. He went 10 rounds with him, and he beat him. And there's this very famous moment of Mike Tyson getting knocked out and scrambling around on the floor looking for his mouth guard. And it was just this huge moment that would just rock the world of boxing. Anyway, the Killers wrote a song about that. And I like that. You know, so many songs are about love and they're about metaphorical things, and they don't pin down what they're talking about so that they can continue to have widespread appeal. You know, they use poetry for marketing purposes so that anyone can listen to a song and anyone can resonate with it in any way. And that's what like nearly all songs are, right? That's what nearly all pop is. It's actually a lot more confident, a lot more bold, and a lot more artistic to me to write a song about a very specific thing and to just own that thing. And especially if it's a novel thing, right? And here come the Killers, and they write a song. It's called Tyson versus Douglas, and it's about that boxing fight. And, you know, more broadly speaking, it's about grudge matches, and it's about jubilation and victory and all this shit, obviously. But it's just a brilliant song. Check it out, guys. Tyson versus Douglas. That's actually my favorite song of theirs, and it's quite a new one. It's not actually one of their classics. But they got a lot of good songs. Okay. That's it. Isn't that the plot of Rocky? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the Rocky movies. I've got no idea. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next time for Guild Wars Reforged. We've had some good chats here. Let me know if you think I've missed anything. If there's something desperate, you're like, WP, you have to replay the meta. Or you've missed some cool event or this achievement here with the skull or whatever. Let me know. But until next time, guys, I'll see you 250 years ago in pre-Searing Ascalon. Or Discord. You can come to Discord and tell me about your coin collections.